Before we get into things, just have a few updates to run by you. First thing, we have Crash Corner Camo 35 all grip shirts in stock. They're a limited edition. If you want to cop one, check out the link in the Instagram bio. Secondly, we are still running a contest with S1. They are giving away any helmet of your choice off their website. And if you're interested, all you got to do is join the 35 all grip Patreon. Memberships go for as low as $3, about the price of a beer. And with that, you'll get some exclusive content. You'll be able to ask guest questions on future episodes, and it's just a good way to support the show. And, we really appreciate S1 for working with us. And we also appreciate all of our Patreon members. We love you. All right, that's all I got. Here is the episode with Harry Clarke. All right, welcome to another episode of 35 All Grip. I got a co-host with me today, Owen Fox. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing great. Thanks for being here.
It's my pleasure.
And we got a super special guest with us today, Harry Clarke. How the hell are you?
Very well, mate. How we doing, boys?
Doing so good. Been looking forward to this.
Yeah, me too, to
episode.
be honest. Me too. For a long time now. Like I said before we started recording, I'm an avid listener of 35 All Grip. One of my favorite podcasts. I'm a big podcast guy. 35 Grip, always my go-to when there's a new episode. So very happy to be here in the studio, record my own.
That makes me so happy, dude. Appreciate that so much. I usually do an intro for people, but Harry doesn't need an intro. Harry doesn't need an intro.
Look, I gotta be honest, I was pretty excited to watch you do one off the cuff.
I can do one off the cuff right now.
You just do them off the cuff like that?
Well, I usually write them down, but you want me to do a little intro for you?
Bro, I was kind of hoping for it. I can't lie.
Pretty excited to watch.
Well, let's see.
Off the cuff, let's go. Ready?
So, we got with us today two-time world champ, Harry Clarke, all the way from Australia, which is the first person from not North America
Let's go.
to ever be on this show. So, big first right
I'll
there.
I'll claim that, yeah.
And not only that, this is the fastest this room has ever been. Between both of you, I don't think we're ever going to get faster than this.
I never know, man. You never know.
So not only that, Harry's overcome injury this year to go undefeated. Undefeated, right, this year?
Yes, sir.
And guess what? He's all the way in North Carolina right now, folks. So we have a ton to get into.
We do. Let's do it.
And I just wanted to start off with what both of y'all have got into this week, just from Rhone till now.
That's a great question.
Are we're talking post-race activities?
Post-race activities. Let's get into it.
The big thing, obviously, Rhone is the reason we actually came out here. I've been trying to come out here for a while, but unfortunately, these days, my life is so dictated by racing and where the locations are. And Owen's probably the same as me. We just follow the racing circuit, and when we're not following the racing circuit, we're at home training for the racing circuit. So these sort of leisure trips don't actually come together so often. So the fact that we got a race, not in North Carolina but in Tennessee, is amazing, man. I'm so happy to be here because a bunch of the Get That boys came out here in April, May 22, and I didn't come with them, and they ripped me to shreds for it. You know what I mean? You're you blew it, bro. You don't even know, man. I was yeah, I don't know. But one day I'll get there, and, here we are now. So I knew it was going to be good, but, man, I was still shocked, eh? I know this is not Owen's first time. He's been around the bush around here a couple of times, but for me, bro, I just stumbled upon, some of my favorite... It's my favorite style of skating is what is predominantly what happens over here, steep driveways are my single lane, steeper than, you know, like you couldn't drive up them in the winter. That's my thing, man. That's my shit. That's what I love so much. And like there's more steep driveways than you know what to do with out here. It's insane. And like I had my 27th birthday yesterday. So like the goal was to come out here and just trying to like do like replicate a little bit what Royce did last year, which do like 35 for 35. So I came out here with the intention to do 27 for 27.
And how close did you get?
Not too close, but like, yeah, 'cause we didn't plan anything, did we, Alan?
No, we didn't plan anything. Honestly, we didn't. we didn't plan a thing for after the race. We just kept telling each other like, yeah, we'll be there for a week.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But we've been so focused on Rhone going into this that it kind of just consumed us. And we woke up the morning after racing, feeling pretty bad after that night, and realized we had no plan for the next week. Nothing planned, no place to stay, no car, nothing.
Because obviously, like doing like that type of skating is like pretty ambitious. Like you do have the spots, but we don't have the daylight, or the local knowledge, or the car, or anything. Like we had.
Where
nothing.
do we start?
we had nothing, bro. And we're just like, yeah, that sounds like good idea. And I was just like telling people, like, yeah, this is our plan, and just like with no idea what that actually meant. So fortunately for us, like Will just hooked it up fat. He got a massive van, loaded everybody up. We did 2 back-to-back days with Will.
Will Doer.
Yeah, and he just, you know, he was like the ultimate tour guide. So shout out for him, like, and he gave me the best day of skating I've ever had in my entire life for my birthday.
Really?
For real.
I think we finished with 19 laps on 13 roads in a day.
Which is not anywhere close to what we were trying to do.
But
we made an exception for only skating like S tier roads.
Yeah, we skated no trash. I think the lowest we went was maybe an A, like an A class road, but everything was absolutely like top level stuff.
Like everything that we skated would be like probably the best spot that I have back home.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
Bro, it says a lot.
You know, it was funny. I was following Adam Westfall live stream on his Strava.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. I was at work like, no.
Yeah. So you saw what we got up to.
Yeah, I saw. Do you go to Waterfall?
Yeah,
We did.
We
smashed Waterfall, man. We smashed Waterfall.
Oh my god.
We had Chase with us this day.
Okay.
And Chase just in absolute.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you've been skating with Chase recently, but Chase is in absolute goblin mode right now.
Oh, he's unhuman.
Yeah, right now Chase is like operating on another level, and we got him to tour us around, and he's like, I'm gonna ride one set of square lips all day, and go hands down and fast as with you guys. And we're like, bet. You go first. And we just followed him down every run. He was just hucking it as fast as he could, almost down every run. Maybe he was going a little bit slow for us to like make sure we didn't die and stuff, but man, what an experience. I haven't skated like that in years. Like I think Owen was saying, like, it's bad for our ego, bro. Oh my goodness.
Like, at the end of that day, I felt like we were the best skateboarders in the world for sure. Like the stuff that we managed to get away with too, because like skating race pace around this part of the country is a pretty risky thing to do.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And we took it to a level that I've only done once or twice here, and
only here.
Yeah,
I feel like it's the only place you could do that.
Yeah, and never with a crew like that big. Like we had Chase, myself, Harry, Adam Westfall was with us.
Norm, bro.
Norm was on a race
Norm
board.
showed it out, bro. Oh my goodness,
dude. Norm fucking rips.
Yeah.
So sick.
It was crazy. And Lucas spent half the day on a race board also.
Oh, sick.
And he was, feeling himself as well.
Bro, he has no like frontal cortex still, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
I
love him.
That kid's a superstar.
Yeah.
It was super sick to watch. And he was just so down to like, I think a little bit to flex.
Oh, for sure. Come on. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Come on.
And we were all about it. We love to see that. So we went, like, we might have put down the hottest laps ever on a couple of these roads. I'm pretty comfortable in saying that.
Yeah, it was a great day, and shout out to Will for showing us around, because without him, no chance I would have gotten to skate the variety of the hills and the quantity of the hills that we did get to skate over those 2 days. I feel like I got like a nice first taste. I know I'm missing a bunch, of like heavy spots. But you got to come back.
The regions that y'all went to also are
no joker. So I've been told.
Yeah, you were in like Maggie Valley stuff.
We were heavy in the Maggie Valley.
We got a
stuff,
Vegas lap, brother.
Oh my god,
We got a Vegas lap.
Vegas lap.
you hit that VIP shit.
Yes,
Dude,
bro.
yeah, we did.
Bro, we pulled up, and a van pulled out as soon as we pulled up, and it was like, what do they say here? 2 ships in the night.
2 ships in the night.
Yeah.
Yep. And we just drove
Like
straight
that.
in. We
Just straight in.
we
Didn't
didn't
stop. Didn't brake. Just cruised right in, just like we meant to be there. 15 passenger van.
Just loaded up with boys losing their minds. People are screaming inside the van.
And, like,
They're like,
obviously-
we've never seen this.
Obviously, I didn't understand the gravity of the situation because, every gate had opened for us up until this point. But apparently, this was the one that, wasn't on our list.
Yes.
And it was just like, show up and pray. And bro, you couldn't ride it. Like that, bang, seamless. And we just drove straight in. Salute to the car coming down.
How are ya?
Straight up. Amazing.
Dude.
Amazing. We actually ended up not being able to skate like the main run that people normally skate there. So we ended up doing like kind of an alternate way down that I found out no one had ever done before in our crew. So Chase was just tucking into oblivion. And then at some parts, so was Owen. Just tucking into oblivion. We have no idea what was coming, and it got pretty spicy. But I filmed every single run.
So you got GoPro clips.
I've got 19 GoPro clips of every single spot we skated.
Not
go up.
Not a bad birthday,
Man, unbelievable. I will say probably top 3 birthdays of my life. Maybe top 1. Like, unbelievable, bro. I'll never forget that ever.
I mean, what a just awesome week going in too. What was your favorite road of the day?
Bro, that's what I was just gonna say. How does anybody in this state have a favorite road? How do you even remember what all the roads are called? It's like when we first came to Asheville, somebody hit up somebody. I don't remember who I was with. I think it was with Dex. Dex hit up a local for a spot map. Mm-hmm. You know what map I'm talking about, I assume. The colorful one. Bro.
You've seen it?
I've seen it. That is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
You keep zooming in and it's like...
keeps getting more and more dense. It's just more and more and more and more and more. And yeah, it's insane. Like, I don't know how you'd even keep track of all the spots.
I actually looked at the East Abs map yesterday.
It's mad, bro.
Just to like... Going to Flexington next weekend. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty dense in there.
No, it's really impressive, to be honest.
So in no favorites, you're not even sure. You don't even know what you hit, really.
No, I know exactly what we hit. We got it all written down.
Oh, you got it written down. Yeah,
That's something we'll get into a bit later. But I write everything down
okay.
after what I heard on this podcast, actually. But I know exactly every run.
Because you're
Yes,
keeping
sir.
track of
Yes, sir.
everything.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna get into that.
We'll get into that. But so we wrote down I've written down every run that I skated here, and I think it's Dump Truck, Rocky, Balsam, Elk, Paradise, Serenity, Forest Valley, Bitch Hill, Old Salt Mine, Colorway Mountain Road,
Oh yeah.
Huge Knob, Casper, Waterfall, Vegas.
There's a couple more.
It's the most insane list.
Toonie.
Was
Wow,
there.
Toonie's sick.
Toonie's crazy.
Toonie's sick.
No,
what are we forgetting? I don't know.
I've been here a couple times over the years. Like, this is not my first rodeo, and I have never seen a 48 hours like this.
Yeah.
And I've been on, I think...
And we rocked up to the Bug as well, but it was locked.
Yeah, the Bug was locked.
Bug denied us. That was, dude, they rocked up on that big day that we did to the Bug first.
That was first stop.
That was first stop was at the Bug, and I was like, dude, I don't know.
9:30 in the morning, we're at the Bug. Like, I don't know if we're going to get in.
And Chase is shaking the gate and shit.
Like, I'm like having my cup of coffee in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, we're doing Bug.
And I'm just like, I'm just trying to make my peace with it. I'm like, if this is it, I had a good one, bro.
Oh my God.
Because I ain't about to do like stand-up slides down this shit, bro. I'm just going to try and do hands down and like not die on the moss. But that one eluded us. And obviously, we missed Shitty, Sucky, SOS, 151, The Bug. So there's a bunch to come back for.
Oh, there's
There's a bunch,
there's
and
so much
all
to come
the
back for.
flex.
But you hit such that's.
Oh, we got Jabulba as well. Can't forget that.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you had a good. That's
For 3 days of skating, I
You-
think I did all right.
you did more than all right.
Yeah, like, and I was talking to some of the boys at the estate because we've been staying at Chase's estate over there. Speaking to some of the boys over there, and they haven't even skated some of the runs that we had. And I was like, bro, you live here. Come on now. But apparently we just got lucky. So no, I'm really fortunate. And shout out Will, MVP.
It was meant to be.
Yes, sir.
It was meant to be.
Yes, sir. You know, got that birthday luck right there. Yeah.
What about last night? Did y'all get mangled last night? Y'all go out? How did that go?
Just a little bit. Nothing too special.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
But we've been having some heavy ones the last couple of nights. So we've been celebrating. I can't lie.
We're off the kick. You know, season's
The
over.
road.
It's over, dude.
We're pretty
Season's
happy
over.
to be.
I mean, season is so stressful. So you know, we've definitely been letting loose a little bit last couple of days. Like the Rhone after party, and then the pre-birthday, then the birthday,
the post birthday.
and now we're setting up for the post birthday.
Yeah.
It's been good, man. Like, this is my last night in the States, so like, you know, we're gonna get it tonight as well. But
Yeah, we're gonna make the best of it here.
yeah, bro. Like, I'm getting the full Asheville experience. You know, and that's what I'm here for. So
We
yeah.
haven't eaten a vegetable in like 5 days.
Yo, what is up with that, bro? There's no vegetables in this town.
Oh no, we've had one. We had the fried tomatoes.
Yo, Adam gave me some fried green tomatoes or something like that.
That's the
But
only
it's
vegetable
It's
you
the only
had.
vegetable I've
It's
had
still
since-
more like batter than vegetable, like, you know, than tomato,
fried.
dude.
Yeah.
Like, but
I haven't had a vegetable since I made it to the southeast, actually, because the only place
is
we
a
were-
grit a vegetable?
No, a grit is not a vegetable.
It looks like rice to me. I don't know.
Yeah, but rice isn't either. That's a starch.
It's fiber, whatever.
But yeah, the only place I ate in Rhone was the barbecue joint in town too. Like, I've only eaten
Oh, dude,
barbecue
our
or
Rhone-
fried meat or eggs since I made it to this.
We took
this-
Stefano to Olive Garden, dude. It was the funniest thing ever. He was speaking Italian to the waitress, and she's like, "What?" It's so good. It's on video. It's so funny. But yeah, like, the diet's been interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm about it. Like, don't get me
I feel
wrong.
shockingly good.
Also the
Your
service.
body's operating amazing right now.
Yeah, like the service as well. Everyone's calling me sugar and stuff. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever.
I could get used to
Here's
this.
a tip. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's been you know, a really great first experience here, and it's definitely made me want to come back.
Talk us through your feelings on the sausage gravy, though.
Why is it white? Like, why is the gravy white? Like, I don't know. I come from like an English background, from the Great Britannia, and every gravy I ever seen in my life, bro, is not like that. What is up
Is it
with
like
that?
brown?
Yeah,
Normally brown?
I
Well,
believe
there's
you call
different
that
kinds of
turkey
gravies,
gravy.
right?
Yeah, turkey gravy.
News to me, dude.
Most gravy in the world looks like turkey gravy.
Yeah.
Sausage gravy is the anomaly in that it is white.
But is there sausage in it?
I mean, there's all sorts of things in it.
Yeah, I actually don't think I want to know like the nutritional list of what's in that shit, but I don't know. It tastes pretty good. So I'm putting sausage gravy on my fried chicken, and I'm just like out here.
The
It's pretty
less you
good.
think about what's in it, the better. You know, you just gotta indulge.
The only thing that I haven't tried that I wanted to try was a collard green. I don't know what that is, but
We still have time. We can make this happen.
I don't know what it is. But I'm trying to.
We can
trying
get
to
a
XP that
collard
sort of
green
stuff.
before we get on a plane tomorrow.
They rap about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can make that happen tomorrow.
Sure, they do.
I know a spot with collard greens.
Hell,
so
we
you
go.
can-
Let's go.
You can definitely do
Hell
that.
yeah. But yeah, no, it's been a bit of a trip. I know. Every time I come to the United States, it's like, I don't know. It's like living in GTA. Do you know what I mean?
It's like video game mode.
Yeah, bro. Because I always go to LA because that's where Madrid's at. So I'm just like walking around with like the camera above my head, like 5 stars and shit. And I know it's weird driving on the highway. I'm like, oh, I know this road. You know, I landed a jet on this road. It's near the military. But you know
He's
what I
been
mean?
talking about this trip for like almost as long as I've known him too. Like he's wanted to come to the South. And
Yo, yeah.
experience like the deep South.
Tell them why.
What do you mean? Tell him why?
Dude, I had this theory that like people from the south of the United States and Australians are just the same people.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had this theory. I'm not too sure now, but I think further research needs to be done. We need to go deeper, you know, because I think Asheville's like a pretty neutral type of city.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Tennessee was definitely different.
Yeah,
but I'm definitely trying to like explore this hypothesis further. You know what I mean? But I think there's something there.
Okay.
We're more similar than we are different. Do you know what I mean?
Huh. Well, you know, I've never been to Australia, so I don't.
Oh, you let me know, bro.
I'll have to check out.
You got a whole family down there waiting for you, bro.
We'll have to do some cross-referencing, you know.
Yeah, I'm down,
and
bro.
share our
I'm
data.
Down. Yeah, 100%. We can get up to something
we can do
good.
the 35. I'll get that podcast.
That is gonna be awesome when that happens.
Crazy.
You're not gonna understand a single word they say, bro. It's gonna be so funny.
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
20 guys in the tiniest room ever.
Yeah, yeah, and just like vape cloud everywhere, bro. It's so funny.
I love that. Well, we were talking about. I mean, we should talk about Roan.
Let's do it.
We should get into it. How did Roan go for you? I mean,
yeah, pretty good actually.
It seemed like it went pretty good for you.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a good event. Since Khalil dropped that, because I mean, man, as soon as Khalil said that he was doing an event out this way, he was tossing up like road names where he was like trying to get it done, and like there was rumors of Shaboba and what was the other one? Surf Spot?
Shitty was the other one.
He was saying Shaboba. Obviously, he ran GRC before. He was saying Shitty, and everyone's like, and I'm like desperately like googling raw runs and shit like that. Like, oh, what are these spots? Like, because everyone's been here except me. So, and then he says, oh no, I've got something that no one's ever skated before. And I'm like, yes, let's go. Like, and then he posts the raw run. I'm like, oh my god, dude, that is so much guardrail.
A lot of guardrail
and no slides. Like he wasn't really sliding, and like obviously he's taking it easy for the raw run. Like he's on an unprotected track. I don't even know if the road's closed or not. And he's going so fast. And I'm in his DMs like every day, like trying to get information. Like, oh yeah, like what about this corner? What about this corner? What about this corner? Like, where's the finish line? Where's the start line? I'm trying to extract information from it as much as I can, and he's like super vague as per usual. And and yeah, bro, like I knew it was gonna be gnarly. But like you watch videos, and I think you both understand. Like you watch videos of NC, and like you don't understand until you come here, and it's like, whoa. And Rome was definitely a lot like that.
I agree.
Yeah, like I don't think anyone expected it to be like it was from the video.
The track walk day was, having spent 3 months watching that raw run, like the Bible, and then showing up before the event and walking the track. I wasn't completely stunned, but it definitely was.
I was stunned.
It was a change
100%
from what I had expected. I mean, it was so steep, like so steep,
way steeper than what. I mean, it's like you're saying, like the video thing. You watch a video and then you show up and you're like, this doesn't even look like the same shit I watched. Like it looked almost like not flat, but like it looked.
At least it was wide.
It was wide.
At least it was as wide as it looked. You know what I mean? At least we had that going for us. But man, I think I'm gonna start like skating roads before walking them, because like it was just, you know, I just spooked myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think I'm just gonna start like skating the roads and then like walking them afterwards to get like a better understanding, because skating it, arguably, not as scary as walking it. You know what I mean? Because like when you're walking it, you're like, oh. You're like looking over the other side of the guardrail, and you're like, "Oh shit, man! Like, I don't want to go over there. Like, I hope they protect this, and like, there's ditches and like there's pavement imperfections that like."
Well, and you've got so much more time to look
think.
and think about each corner.
Yeah.
When you skate it, you sort of don't have that time. You go through corners.
Yeah, when you're going 70 miles an hour, you don't have time to think about anything.
Yeah, like some of these corners we're like, oh, you got to dive in here and hug at this point. And then in actuality, it was happening so fast that you just had to just point it and pray, you know?
It was a little bit like that. So at least on the first day.
Yeah.
No, that's the truth, because I took my leathers off to watch the championships race. And when I got to the first corner, I don't know who I was standing next to. I was like, this is scarier standing here than skating, because I'm like, we could get exploded right here. Like my legs could get deleted. Someone crashes, like, and then you're looking around, and then behind you is like a little creek with a bunch of rocks, and you're like,
damn.
If you crash hard here, you're going into a creek.
Yeah.
Off of like a cliff.
And honestly, man, like shout outs to Khalil because everything, and in the WDSC as well, is like every note, and this doesn't just go for this race, but for Khalil it does, but for the WDSC it doesn't. But like every note I've ever given in regards to safety of an organization, anything really, they've always taken it on and just like done exactly what we told them to do.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
And like we arrived on the first day and I said to Khalil, like, hey man, like, you know, like, could we get more bales just to like cover up some sections that are like a little scary? You know, racing's different from qualifying. There's going to be like unforeseen crashes in areas that like, you know, you wouldn't think about when you're throwing hay. Because like walking the track, riding the track, and being someone who's protecting the track are all completely different things. And me and Owen are the only people who did, not the only people, but like some of the people who did all three of those things. And throwing hay was so much different to walking the track and skating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you start to like lose focus of like where you are as a skater, and you're just like, oh yeah, this will be fine, but it's not. You know what I mean? And like testament to like, you know, shout out to Khalil and the WDSC, like every note we gave them, they came through and they really, you know, made that track as safe as it could have been. I really believe that.
Yeah. I mean, we had triple stacked hay in most of the big corners, which is actually like in the modern era, like so rare that when we realized we had the capability to do the triple stack, Harry and I looked at each other and were like, wait, how do you triple stack? Like,
I didn't know how to triple stack hay.
Yeah, what's the protocol here? How do you?
Because I've never had enough hay accessible to do that. Like I've seen it in the videos at Angie's and maybe at Kazakov years ago or something, but in my career, I've never had that available to me. And we had this moment, like almost like the Spider-Man meme, where we were just like,
bro, I got Khalil's radio, and I tried a radio to Justin Roller at the start line to ask him how to stack triple hay.
How do I do this?
Because he's the only person that I know that who knew how to do that from Devil's Peak. You know, he always triple stacked back then, obviously, and yeah, just had no clue, bro. Like, which way do you put it? Do you put it sideways? Like, do you leave gaps? Like diagonal, straight? Like, no clue. We figured it out in the end, and it looked fantastic. And so many people ate it in those corners, and we had 0 ambulances.
Yeah.
The entire event.
But I don't think that without the additions that we made, it would have been that case.
Hard to say.
I mean, hard to say. But it's still, a lot of people hit the triple stack, is what I'll say. And
yes.
none of those people had to go to the hospital. So
you're welcome.
So we're talking turbo left here?
Yeah.
Turbo left.
What a great name, though, right?
Yeah. Is that the name that's... Like,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's the one that's
the
stuck.
turbo left.
Yeah, I think it's stuck, yeah.
And it's at the bottom of the turbo straight.
Yeah.
Which is...
Also featuring turbo right.
Which also features turbo chicane.
Yeah.
The whole middle sector.
The whole track's turbo. Let's not
yeah,
kid
but that
about
whole
it,
middle sector is really the turbo
it's
sector.
Like, where can we have it here, look.
Yeah, we can.
So, turbo right, turbo chicane, turbo left. This is the turbo section right here.
Well, it looks so mild on that dummy.
I don't know, man. Imagine if you were like 1 pixel on that, it'd still be pretty gnarly. If it was to scale, because that's what you'd be, like a little pixel.
I like how we have this 3D rendering. We can just refer to.
I think we should do this for all events.
Yeah.
Just so you don't forget, you know what I mean?
That corner was crazy to stand in and watch y'all go through. Like semifinals, it was like, I don't even know who just went by.
Yeah.
They're going so fast. It's like standing next to a highway, right next to cars going by, and trying to look at them. Like, look who's in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah, it's
like I think I'm pretty sure that was Harry. I saw green.
Yeah.
I think
green, a little bit of yellow. That was white. Might have been Owen. Who knows? Yeah, 100%. I never stood on the side there for good reason because I didn't want to see it. It felt scary. I can't imagine what it looked like. I watched some of the videos after the fact. Crazy, bro. Crazy. But yeah, it felt wild. So
it felt like how it looked, I think.
I don't know about that, but maybe.
It
looked a lot wild. When people went down there,
yeah,
bad, bro.
Well, I never got to see that, so.
But yeah, no, everyone came out okay, and the track was extremely gnarly, and I hope we get to come back because we didn't get to see finals racing on the long course, and I think that would have been awesome.
Yeah, the rain hitting right after semifinals and then having to cut the track down, which I'm glad.
Nightmare scenario, man. Unfortunately, it sucks. Yeah. But we had the time of the day to like make a good plan, and we were really lucky for that. Like we didn't have to like force anything, because if it was like 4:30 and it started raining and we had to make a decision, I don't know. You can in those situations, and like historically, like bad decisions have been made, and I've seen them, I've been in them, or I've heard about them, and like with how the schedule went, like it gave us the best opportunity to make sure that A, we had racing, and B, that it was like safe. Would you not agree?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they let us. The WDSC is really good at sort of giving us a good bit of autonomy in those situations, and letting us make decisions that let us race feeling comfortable. And so we had, the ability to set a second finish line. We set the midway finish line, but we were still unsure if we were going to cut the track because maybe it was going to dry, maybe it was going to keep raining. And then they just let us wait and sort of drive up and down for an hour and see how conditions evolved.
There was no one was like no one was guessing what the road was going to be like. They gave us practice. They drove us up and down to like monitor the conditions, because we obviously want to run the long course. Mm-hmm. That's
in the dry full speed. Yeah, like that was what we all went there for, and we were all really looking for that.
But yeah, like at 4:20 on a Sunday afternoon, you can't get any more hay. So the long course just like was out of the question. We could move hay around, but with the wet conditions, it was just too much of a gamble.
Yeah, and I was not trying to watch someone just get pulverized. I mean,
yes, sir. Yeah, exactly.
There's so much. I mean, it's finals.
Yeah,
10 G's pushing on the line, dude. Exactly.
Oh, like the finals too, like the deciding.
Yeah, whoever won.
Yeah,
type of deal.
Yeah.
That whole scenario was pretty wild to me. That you, Bouclier, and Paynell all had a legitimate, like, whoever, to my knowledge, whoever wins.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
like,
pretty cool.
Pretty cool that it came out that way. How do you stay focused at the top of the hill when you're kind of just? I mean, a lot of downhill skateboard racing is like waiting around.
There's a lot of that.
Like, how do you stay focused, dude? Like, what are you doing at the top of the hill?
Yeah, no, like, especially at this one, because we're like, not only am I trying to stay focused in the zone, but we're also trying to like mitigate the weather conditions. And we're also like Owen has mentioned, like we're pretty involved in like the WDSC as like rider representatives. So whenever like Salim isn't quite sure of like what the play is, he'll come to us. So like we find ourselves like stretched pretty thin on race weekends. So like we were also like doing that and trying to stay in the zone, and it all gets a bit too much sometimes. But yeah, you just gotta do your best. You got like, this is not the first time I've been in this situation. Obviously, like I had must-win scenarios for the last 5 races in the 2019 series. So I had to do what I did this weekend 5 times over, back to back to back to back to back to back. So this felt a lot like that, which is stressful, but like I know I've done it before, so I kind of take like a little bit of solace in that. They're like, all right, you can do it again. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I kind of like lean on my experience a little bit there, but still, man, it's not something that I take lightly. It's still like full on.
You got any like rituals?
Vomiting. It's a big one for me. Yeah, like the yak at the top of the hill is a big ritual for me.
How many yaks are we talking?
Look, it depends on the hill, man. To be honest, depends on the hill. Normally we do like 3 or 4 a day. If it's bad, it'll go 1 per run. If it's real bad, this only happened like at one event before at Team of Taipan. I was going like top and bottom.
Okay. Start
line and finish line. But that's a unique situation. Like Team of Taipan is not like a common occurrence. That hill does not exist outside of that place. It's not real. It can't hurt you outside of the event. But yeah, that's something that's become like pretty synonymous with me on a race day, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending who you are. But yeah,
We've talked about this before, but would you say that the sort of the intensity of how you're feeling in regards to that on a weekend has more to do with the track itself, or like in Italy, I know you were.
Italy was bad.
Italy
Yeah,
was
but
bad.
the track wasn't scary. It's more like the situation as a whole.
So it really goes. It could be the track or the pressure.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
No, I think it's definitely both. But whichever side it is more on that day, you know, the vomit still looks the same, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's bad, bro.
Italy was bad.
Italy was
very bad.
probably the worst it's ever been.
Yeah.
Up until like semis. After semis, it was fine. Normally, that's how it goes, and then we just like lock in hard for finals, and it's all good, and we win. But semis, quarters, round one, practice round, qualifying, first round.
First round is it's like you have to get through that one.
Yeah, 100%. And like first rounds these days aren't easy either. You know what I mean?
First round feels bad, dude. You know, like it should be fine. You know, especially if you've gone in, you qualied well.
Yeah,
And
I've crashed twice in my first round heats this year, and still made it through.
what was the first one?
Wales and Italy.
What was your first round in Wales?
Just me and some dude that was free riding. He was like a country mile off me, and I just put it in the bales so hard in the last right. It's not even on. It's barely on film. You can see it if you watch the WDSC wrap-up show. You can see it, but in the highlights and the live stream, you can't see it. But I come to the last right, just put this backwards because I always use the first round as kind of like a gimme a lot of the time because I know I'm gonna like. First round guys, normally I can just like push out in front and just do my thing. Mm-hmm. So I use the first round as like a practice as well because I ride freshies. So I was like prepping for finals because I knew I was going to probably get to finals looking at like how the bracket worked. So I went full out into the last corner with like, 200 meters free air, smash bales. Lost my park, fully rattled, lost my board digging out hay. And just managed to grab it and push to the finish line. I'm just like, that was so close, man. Some kid runs down the field, hands me my park. And the other guy didn't even know.
The other guy could have swooped you, dude.
Would
have been a different story.
If he just gave a shit, because he was just there to like get his free ride on. He signed up for the race just so he could free ride the hill and do like standees and stuff. If he tried, he would have knocked me out. For sure.
No shit.
And the same thing happened in Italy as well. That wasn't necessarily my fault.
That wasn't the same story.
That's like 4-man heats and everything's a bit different.
That was also one of the races where I'd say the first round was
hot.
There was no gimme to be had in Italy.
100%.
Like the first round was pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
I had Chris, Hussein, and some other homie whose name I can't remember right now. I think he's from Serbia.
I had Caps and Carlotti, and I don't remember
Come
who the
on,
fourth
bro.
was. But like,
and that's round of 64.
that was around
That's like
64.
64.
Yeah. And I remember Carlotti. I was the number 1 seed in that, and Carlotti was the 2 seed, and Caps was the 3 seed, and Carlotti got knocked out.
That's
Savage,
wild.
bro.
Like it was
So
crazy.
savage.
We photo finished round 1.
So I was watching the whole race. They cut in at round of 32.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I didn't get to see the first round, and you crashed.
Yes, sir. I got taken out. I got like knocked off my board and just like flew into the hay, and I was like, "No way, man! This can't be happening."
In the right slide?
In the right slide, yeah, on the exit of the right slide.
I didn't even know that happened until now.
Exactly. Yeah, crazy, bro. Yeah, could have ended there.
Could it? Oh my gosh,
Man,
that's so wild.
We lost 3 Aussies. We lost 2 Aussies in the first round, and it could have been 3. Yeah, it just worked out.
We all thought it was 3 for a second.
For sure, man.
Because we all heard
Yeah.
Has got taken out in the right corner.
Yeah.
And we're all like, there's no way.
Yeah.
You gotta be
100%.
kidding me.
You would have
And
been
but-
stoked, bro.
Yeah, obviously. But also like, it was the...
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. No, definitely got a little bit lucky. And like also, man, people don't know the rules, hey. People don't know the rules. Like the guy who crashed with me, it seemed like he didn't even try to get third. Because the guy who took us out got second. Mm-hmm. Or who caused the infringement. Like, he'll argue his case for sure. But the guy who caused the infringement got second. And then the guy I was in second, and the other guy was in third. And the guy who caused the infringement was in fourth. He caused the accident, and it was like kind of like a dominoes effect. Like, bang, bang, bang. Mm-hmm. And the guy who was behind me, didn't really seem to like understand the gravity of the situation of like he has to get his board and finish third. So when we disqualify the guy who caused the infringement, he moves on to the next round. But I knew. So I was pushing like a bat out of hell to get third place. I was tucking, and he was kind of like chilling, being like real bummed about it. And he knew he was going to go to protest, but he didn't know his protest was going to go to me advancing and him getting knocked out.
So you still got to get on your board, dude.
100%, man. The race is not over.
It ain't over.
It ain't over until, you know...
Until the fat lady sings.
No, until Colin tells me that I have to go pack my bags. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was definitely got lucky on those two.
Wow. Dude, this is some insider shit I didn't even know happened.
This is how it goes, man. Racing is insane right now.
It's so cutthroat.
Yeah, 100%. Especially that Italy race. That was something different, though.
Yeah.
This is some of the closest, I mean, the last couple years. I mean, racing is coming down to this now,
Oh, yeah.
at
Especially
almost
at the
every
top
event.
level. Mm-hmm. Especially at the top level. Like, unfortunately, with the WDSC, you don't see like the participation numbers that are out there that exist. But at World Skate Games, which is kind of like, it's a bit of a special event where you qualify for your national team, especially here in the States, it's a real big deal to qualify for your team. Like, you guys create races out of thin air just so you can like pick a team democratically to send to the games instead of just like handpicking the best 6 guys, which is, you know, what all the best countries do. But yeah, it's like, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal.
It is a big deal,
and, and people show out for that. And I'd like to see that sort of commitment move into like, you know, outlaw racing, national racing, and then obviously world tour racing, which is the WDSC, and not just like once every 2 to 4 years for World Skate. But when everyone shows out, racing is hotter than ever.
I think we've all sort of, I think it's a pretty understood thing that Italy race this year was probably the most difficult race to win ever.
You said it.
Yeah, I did. Like that was. I mean, we've never seen a field that.
It's definitely been a while.
tight.
If ever, it's been a while.
Yeah,
Dude, I was screaming at my phone. I was watching the whole thing screaming, like at the top of my lungs watching.
sorry.
It was fucking awesome.
It's pretty cool, eh?
Every heat. Yeah, I couldn't.
Were you on the Abuga stream?
Yeah.
Shout out.
Dude, I couldn't find the actual stream. And then I just typed in.
Yeah, you have to log in and make an account and stuff. But, you know, Abuga came in clutch for the people. So, you know,
Thank
shout
God.
out.
Yeah, shout out Abuga. Yeah, I watching his stream.
Yeah.
Look, to be fair, so were we.
Yeah.
Were you?
We were
Oh,
all-
yeah, man. We were up there. We had our phones out. We were watching the hits. and
Everyone
everything.
at the hill
100%,
was
man.
watching his,
It's
yeah.
so cool. Because then you get to watch the replays and, like, how the heat went down. You can plan for the next heat. Like, I had my spies on the track for sure as well that were sending me all the heat videos as well. But you had the YouTube stream as well.
Yeah.
And you could just go watch
You could
that.
you could go and see
So
the
crazy.
See if someone was sandbagging.
the guys you're about to race the next heat. You know, you've only seen one of them.
You got data. You're checking out intel. All right. this
Bro,
dude's
you got to.
sandbagging.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to.
It's so sick.
Yeah, I had my girl down on the first corner. She filmed every single heat and was just like sending to them. So I was watching every quali run, every practice run, every race heat. I could see every angle from that first corner. She was like bang, 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 bang. He slid there. It's crazy. But that's like sort of data that we never really have access to. A lot of the sport's kind of just like shooting into the dark and like guesswork.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you know, when you have some sort of like solid information, wow, so cool.
Did you have any kind of like quote unquote like coach or anything for like
No.
Australia or any
No.
kind of like person that was
We have a team manager
okay?
that will do some, you know, administrative stuff for us, like, you know, make sure we have a tent, make sure we have a place to stay, make sure we have like our kit sorted. But in terms of like performance coaching, no, I wish, man. We had something lined up, but just never really worked out. And I know the States were the same. Like, you had a coach lined up, but you know, it never really came to fruition. And I wish I had something like that. It would be so cool because I've done it for other people. Like, I've been a coach for like a couple of races and a couple of competitions, and I love doing it. And like, they tell me that they like having me there, and so I've always really wanted to have someone there in my corner. And this past weekend at Rhone, I kind of did, but not to the level of like, you know, like a full-time coach, you know, with a clipboard and all that sort of shit. But
iPad showing you
yeah,
things
bro,
like
come on, give me that, like the slow motion, like analysis of the push start, and you know, he did this there, like, you know, in the trees with the spy cam. Give me that, bro. Come on.
Find me the breaking points.
Yeah, bro.
wanna
Find
see
me the
everyone's
breaking points.
breaking
Find me
points.
the references. Like, yeah.
In
I never had anything like that.
In Argentina, we had Tim Dell.
Yeah.
Was the U.S. coach. We were supposed to have Zach Madem this year, but he had unforeseen circumstances keep him at the last minute. But having Tim in Argentina was really cool because you got, like, he was going down and he would film corners and between laps. He would show you footage and you really got to sort of, like, dive deep into what was going on and what other people were doing as well. I would really enjoy getting that now because I'm definitely a much more capable racer now than I was my first, like, U.S. team
2
appearance.
years ago now, bro.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
No, I can't.
Crazy,
It's crazy.
man. Crazy. But yeah,
the coaching is
super valuable.
yeah, and we never have it. It's such an individual sport, you know. Like as he said, shooting in the dark. It's all feel and intuition, and that's sort of the guys that have been the best historically are the guys that are just really good at feeling it themselves. But that's not the case in almost any other sport. You know, there's data.
It's pretty unique.
There's so much space for that in racing to have someone, even just for one, encouraging or like
Yeah, it's
telling
like a
you
mental
like
aspect of that. Yeah,
there's so
100%.
much mental in it.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, both of y'all are racing at the highest level. I mean, first and second here.
Yes,
At
sir.
the World Cup
Yes, sir.
Yes,
final.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no.
Fastest podcast so far. I already said that, but
Frame it on the wall, bro. 100%.
Yeah, take a picture.
we should take, or we'll get some pics after this.
We'll get there. Yeah.
Are you tired of doing shoeies yet, or what? Like on the
Bro,
on
that is the
podium?
best tasting beer you can have.
I just wanted to make sure. I mean, I thought that might be your answer, but
Yeah, look, I think.
I don't know how much you tasted on these last ones though.
Yeah, no, these last ones were pretty messy, can't lie. But they were unique. I'd never done one of those before.
I've
Like I
never
did
seen one of
the Stone Cold 2 beers.
I saw that. Yeah, the 2-shoe Stone Cold. I'd never
Yeah.
seen that before.
No, I'd never done it before. That was a requirement from pit boss Zach.
Is that a first ever potentially
Stone Cold shoe? Maybe.
I've never seen that ever.
I've never seen that ever either. I don't know. Maybe I'll claim that. Put it in the bio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, add that to
But
the
yeah.
list.
You know, it's just a thing. I don't know. I've just kind of always done it, like since forever. So, like, I'm not worried about it. I like it, especially the victory shoe, man. Come on, bro.
I mean, come on.
Come on. Like, you know how many people I've made do shoes for the first time on podiums, and they're like, "Yeah, that was like not bad at all." It tastes better. I promise you.
The
Bro,
higher the step,
if
the
I-
better it tastes.
If I
So-
ever get on a podium, I will drink out
You
of
gotta
my
rip
shoe.
one, man. Come
I
on, you have
100%
to.
will.
Have to. It's a time and place. Like,
It's on record.
I
now.
won't stand here and say like, or sit here and say like, I only shoe when I'm on the podium, because that's just not true. There's other rules as well.
You're
that
like a recreational shoey kind of guy.
Yeah, but like by design, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's just how it is. No, I first heard about it from the F-bomb. It's like an old F-bomb rule that I actually heard from my friend Curtis from Canada, and I was on the back of a truck in the Philippines, and he was explaining to me like in the F-bomb, if you knock your beer over, you have to drink it from your shoe. And I was like, oh yeah, I could get around that. And so on that tour, we started playing that. And if you spill a beer, you drink the rest of your shoe. And that's just what the rules of the F-bomb was. And they started expanding that into their lives. He bestowed this knowledge upon me. And then since then, I've put it on absolutely every single like breathing creature that I could. And yeah, down if you skate or if you don't skate, if you spill a beer, you drink it through your shoe. So we got pretty good at that through there. And then like I think it got popularized, especially in Australia.
I think it's like an Australian thing, isn't it? I feel like.
I'm not even sure because I heard it from a Canadian the first time.
Oh.
And I definitely have like photos of me doing shoeies before Daniel Ricciardo did. So, you know, whatever. But it has been a bit of like an iconic Australian move to do when like, not even when you win, just kind of like when you're in the spotlight, like, oh yeah, he's a mad dog. He'll do a shoe. Like, I don't know. It's just, maybe it's a culture thing.
Were you showing me the videos of them doing it the cricket matches or the AFL matches?
Both.
Both.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Like,
and getting kicked out for it.
yeah,
So,
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Now the cricket one's even better. Like cricket one's when like you're walking back from the bar, like you walk down like the stands what do you call them? The bleachers. When you walk down, the bleachers to go down to the bar, which is underneath the bleachers, and you walk back up the steps with all your beers. People will just like they'll spot you and they'll go until you give in to like the thousand of people that like are putting on the peer pressure, and you'll take one of your plastic cups and scull one, and as soon as like that beer empties, like you chuck it on top of your head to show that it's empty, and they'll be like, "Way!" And then you keep walking back up the stairs, and then they'll go, and pretty much they'll do that until you either go back to your seat and sit down, or you run out of beers and walk back down the stairs again,
or get kicked out.
Like if
these videos are incredible.
If you hit 4, like, or what is seen as like an obscene amount, or even if it just gets too popular, like the secchi, which is like the security guy, will come down and like, wait, like go have a rest, go drink some water, or in like worst case scenario, he can boot you out the ground. But we love it.
You're gonna have to send me these videos.
Man, I'll send you. They're so funny.
He had a whole playlist of these playing on my TV a couple weeks ago, and I was cracking
It's
up.
so funny, and like it's just like a bunch of blokes. No one knows each other. You know what I mean? He's just walking around. Hasn't got a shirt on. Hasn't got shoes on. He's got 4 beers. He's walking around, and they're like, "Oi!" And he's like, "Yeah, bang, bang." And then he hits the 4th one. He throws all the fucking cups in the air, and then just gets like surrounded by like 300 people. Like, ah! Never met the bloke in his life, and it's just like a communal thing. So I think the shoey kind of comes like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a cultural phenomenon in Australia.
The shoey is not the only thing to come out of that. Like
communal beer drinking, big pastime.
Oh yeah,
we love that.
Well, you're in the right sport for that.
I mean, so far seems to be, yeah.
What about sit or sip? Do you play that? You spill a beer, you gotta sip it, or you gotta sit in it. Do you ever play that?
Nah, I heard about sippy.
Sippy.
Oh, I heard about sippy.
Like if you ask somebody for a sippy and they say yes, then that's your like green light to like neck the entire drink.
Oh, you just take control of
it.
Yeah,
like a sip is a sip, but a sippy
is like you just
the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Oh, okay. Dan, can I get a sippy? You say, yeah, I'm gonna finish your beer.
Okay.
And then we used to play.
Keep that in mind.
We used to play spillage is lickage. So if you spill your beer, then you have to lick it off the floor. But I don't really subscribe to that.
That's kind of like a sit or sip kind of thing.
I kind of draw the line at like putting my tongue on the ground. You know what I mean? Like I've done it, and I'm not proud, but I have done it. But
we call that a Zamboni. That's what I.
Yeah,
Zamboni.
Sick, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
which is just a repulsive thing to do.
Yeah, I'm not really down on that one.
I drink out of my shoe 10.
Maybe if it's on a table, but like I think the shoe is way cooler.
Shoe's way cooler. It's my shoe.
Exactly. Yeah.
This has been great. This has been. I just love where this is going right now. Wow. Well, so many directions we could go. We still have so much to get to. I did want to definitely touch before we move on. The start of your season, you had a pretty heavy injury.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I ate it hard.
I kind of wanted to get into how it happened and also kind of your road to recovery and how you got from being broke off to world champ.
Yeah, right.
In the same year.
Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, look, to me too. Don't worry. Like I'm also shocked. I didn't think it would work like this. But like basically, we got to go back a little bit. I moved from Australia to Spain in December last year. I moved on December 16th. I arrived in Spain. I live in Barcelona now. And like my whole thing was, stack cash in Australia, move to Spain, get to Europe early, win the roller games. That was the mission. Like get to Europe, save a bunch of money on travel, because like I was flying to and from Europe, to and from Turkey, like 2-3 times a year, and just spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So like, man, I might as well just be over there. And like, with the situation that I find myself in now, like I can go live in Spain, shockingly, and it's so easy, shockingly. So I was like, I spoke to my girlfriend, and she's like, let's do it. Let's get out there. Bit of a change. So we moved to Spain on December 16th. And the first thing I do is like go on a skate trip to Granada, and which is like a province, kind of like 8 hours drive from Barcelona in the south. And the idea is go down there and skate a bunch and get ready for World Championships in the Philippines in February.
Mm-hmm.
So I go down there, skate a bunch, do all my training stuff and like skate all these crazy roads. But the boys down there are also like big on the filming. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll film follow runs and stack clips and go Instagram famous and all that sort of stuff they're smoking down there. And I filmed this run, and notoriously every time I turn the camera on, I just go dummy hard, like skating way above my limits.
He doesn't have an ounce of self-control in his
Zero,
body when the
zero.
camera turns on.
Yeah, camera on, self-control
It's
off.
somehow worse than the racetrack. I don't understand.
Yeah, so I'm stunting for the camera, and I drop a run on this road that I've skated 4 times before, and I go like 100% faster than ever.
Wait, that was your 5th lap or 5th session?
5th lap.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, that's my 5th lap ever on this road. And I dive in to this first corner, skip a slide, didn't know about it. I just skipped the combo and go direct in, early apex, wash all the way out to the outside and just see horizon and then guardrail. And I have to make a decision. Do I go under the guardrail, which is the instinctive move, or grab the guardrail because underneath the guardrail is literally just horizon and then an enormous drop off. So in that moment, I was just like, guardrail, and just put my left hand up and wrap my my left arm around the top of the guardrail, and then just collect myself into an I-beam, which is the center post. I didn't even think about how close the car was behind me. And I made a decision just to not go off the cliff and collect the guardrail, which is a decision I hope no one ever has to make in their life. But I think I made a good one.
You made the correct decision.
Yeah, because the cliff there is significant. There's maybe not a lot coming back from that. It would have been a helicopter job for sure. So yeah, I definitely made the right call, but I had to live with the consequences. They were that my knees just collect into this I-beam, which is like I said, the middle post there. And I'm wearing knee pads. I'm wearing hard shell knee pads. And I break my right tibia, which is the shin bone. And I hit the tibia so hard that it fractures, and then it pushes back in my leg and completely deletes the ligament in the back of my leg, the posterior crucial ligament, the PCL. I'm not sure if that's right, but yeah, PCL. The very back ligament.
Sounds correct.
Sounds right. Sounds important. Yeah, it's gone completely. You can't even see it on the MRI because it's just ceased to exist. And then, just to add the cherry on top, I've also ruptured my meniscus. So I'm there just and this. Oh yeah, by the way, the big thing. This is January 16th. So I've been there for 1 month. And I'm just bruh, my whole plan is in the bin. But I've had injuries before. So I flew back to Barcelona for the 2 days afterwards. Started getting my scans and everything sorted, and was just all right, cool. I'm just gonna lock in. I've had rehab before. I crashed real bad at Tuna 2 years before that, and it was pretty much exactly the same situation. So I was all right, World Championships out the window. Just lock in, focus on roller games, and yeah, I just set it up in a way that all I had to do was, focus on my rehab, focus on getting stronger every day, not skating, and just eating a bunch, training, and just making that my only focus for 5 to 6 months. So I didn't skate. The first time I skated after that was May 1st, and that's when I started getting back into proper onboard training. But I was in the gym the entire time.
That's pretty quick turnaround, honestly.
Well, I had no surgery.
No surgery.
I didn't do any.
No kidding.
I didn't do anything. I just went to the gym. I got opinions of everybody, and they're yeah, look, you should get surgery, but because of how your season is laid out, you don't have to do it. If it feels good, it's good. But as soon as it feels bad, you're done. You're toasted.
Did you sit on the side? Were you just like laid up for a little while, or what did you?
No, bro. So like I just kept on going. Like I could walk. Like I walked that guardrail off. I walked into the car. Like I got in the car. I walked to the hospital, and then I was like in the wheelchair for a bit, in the hospital. But then I walked out of the hospital.
Oh, wow. Okay.
At that time, like I never got I only got my first MRI when I got back to Barcelona, and they told me that I only had they told me that I only had my PCL done. So I started rehabbing my PCL and doing all this, and then I went for my follow-up MRI 2 months later, and that's when they told me I had my meniscus ruptured as well. So I was like, bro, are you kidding? Because the meniscus is the one that you really want surgery on.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of blood flow there, so it doesn't really heal by itself. Like the PCL, if you're going to break any ligament for our sport, it's probably like the best one to break. Like the ACL is pretty career effective. Like you need surgery on that one. It's like the one that does the main job. The PCL kind of hangs around there. Like there's a lot of pro downhill guys from the past that don't have PCLs, like Kevin and Zach both don't have PCLs. It's a pretty common injury. And you can kind of get around without your PCL, but your meniscus is pretty important. I didn't find out I had my meniscus broken until like 2 to 3 months into my rehab. And I was like, bro, I should have gotten surgery 2 months ago. But then I was at the point where if I got surgery when I found out, the whole year was done. The whole year was toasted. So I was like, well, I went to like the best doctor I could find. From the Sports Institute in Barcelona, the lady that does the football team down there, and some of the national sports guys, and she's like, look, same deal. If it feels good, go for it. You know, you really have to work on the surrounding areas, like all the muscles there, to put the least strain possible on the affected area. But if it goes, and that's it. Surgery time. And it still hasn't gone yet.
Clearly.
Clearly.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at now. Like,
but yeah, as far as sidelines, he missed one race pretty much. He skipped world champs in February
and Turkey.
And Turkey, yeah. So the opening race,
but that wasn't because of
WDSC.
injury. Yeah,
but so that's what I'm saying. Like sideline wise, he skipped one race.
Yeah,
quite the epic comeback. I checked out your vlog too.
Yeah,
I somehow skipped over the fact that you didn't. I just assumed that there was a surgery involved.
Nah, bro, no surgery, nothing.
I was like, yeah, he got surgery and he's
So yeah, it's actually wouldn't have been possible with like the timeline. If I, crashed, got good scans, got surgery, all sweet. Everything would have been pretty much on the same timeline. But because I didn't find out about the meniscus tear until like 2 to 3 months after the accident, like the timeline set me so that I would be skating again in the end of August, and the race was on the 17th of September. It's just not possible.
No, not happening.
And I was just like, look, I'm going to chance it.
Well, you made the right choice.
It looks like it.
I mean, yeah, it worked out. Wow.
I mean, we'll check back in like 20 years to see how my knees are doing, but like in the immediate, like right now, like, yeah, 100% best choice.
Incredible. Yeah, I mean, you really came back from, that's pretty serious.
Yeah, bro, 100%.
So that's your back
foot, push leg, push leg. Yeah, and that's the one that's like folding over all the time in the heel side position, and that's like what the meniscus does. So like every time I'm going left, it hurts a lot. Yeah, but it's just something that you learn to deal with, and honestly, it's feeling pretty good. Especially by the amount of skating that I've just done while being here, it feels really good. Yeah, so I'm stoked.
All right, let's talk Australia. What were things looking like before you moved to Spain? Like what was Harry doing down under before the move?
I mean, like right before I moved, I was living in Sydney, in like the northern suburbs of Sydney, which is like, in my opinion, the greatest place to live on this planet. It's just so good, man. Like I was living up there. Like I could see the beach and the surf break from my house, from my balcony. I could check the surf every morning. Big sun coming in the balcony every morning. Man, you couldn't beat it. I was working in a beer factory, brewing beer, bottling beer, breaking beer.
Foster's?
Not Foster's. Foster's does. I've never seen a Foster's in Australia. Not once.
I thought it was Australian for beer.
It's not real.
It's a psyop, as they say around here. No, Foster's doesn't exist. Never seen it. Never drunk it. Actually, the only place I ever drunk it is here with Jacob Lambert, but that's like more of a bit than anything. Me and Lambert love a Foster's when we're out here. But bro. Yeah, I was working at a beer factory. Surfing a little bit, skating a bunch.
I'm going to make you give the 2-bit here. You said you were making beer, bottling beer, breaking beer. You want to give the quick 2-sentence lowdown on that?
What do you mean?
Yeah, we got to run that back.
Breaking beer. What was breaking beer?
The machine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, bro. The fuck that machine. Yeah, no, I used to work for this beer company that will not be named because they don't sponsor the podcast. And, I was getting free beers from work every day. I'm working in this factory and just like gives you PTSD. Like this is like this beer bottling machine. Every time we do glass bottles, like a bottle would just explode at a random and send like a shudder down your spine and come out of nowhere. Everyone has to wear earplugs and it's still like the loudest thing you ever heard in your life. Every time I hear a glass break now, it's like get like fucking the helicopter flashbacks and shit. So I was working at a beer factory, taking home a bunch of beer for the boys. Like I wasn't really drinking at the time, but every Friday I roll up to get a bunch of beers for them. I finally got my license that year because I didn't have a driver's license for ages, bro. So I was kind of just like on the poverty wagon every day on the train, and bro, just skating a bunch, discovering like since I got my license, I was just like every day after work, just drive to a new pin to see if it was good, and then just rip it by myself, and then just drive home, make dinner, go to bed, wake up at 6, go to work. So I was just kind of like in that, making money basically, because at that point I knew I was like moving to Spain, and I wasn't sure like how quickly I was going to be able to like get a job in Spain, and I was just like make money, skate as much as possible. So that was kind of the vibe before I left. But like to be honest, man, it was pretty lonely. Like no one was really on the same sort of thought train of that I was, which was like, try be world champion, skate as much as possible, progress, and like not like necessarily not skate for fun, but skate with intent, skate with like the idea of like progressing myself as a rider, working on my areas that need work, and getting better on my areas that are getting better on my strengths and everything. So like it would be gym, work, skate, gym, work, skate, gym, work, skate. So that was kind of the vibe before we left, and but that's because I knew I was leaving. You know what I mean?
What kind of? I mean, I do consider you as a very well-rounded racer as far as all the elements. What pieces of your skill set were you putting the most intention into as far as trying to improve on?
Well, I think at that period, I was looking back on the races where I had struggled. And at that point, races like my last race where I had crashed in would have been Turkey. And I've crashed in a right drift, for example. In corner 6, in the lead, commanding the heat, and just hit the bales. And it just like haunted me. I was like, bro, this can't happen again. So I was just really working on finding the steepest, roughest, most disgusting looking right corners and trying to go as fast as possible and bang lines. So I was just going to this like one corner outside this lady's house every day after work. And like we kind of became friends. Shout out Angie. And I just go there after work and just like kick in as hard as humanly possible and just like destroy sets of magnums on this lady's driveway pretty much. So that was like the big focus before, but obviously like you have to cover all the bases like to stay well rounded. So obviously I'm training push and I'm training for tuck. Like I'm going to grip runs by myself. Like I would always try and get my girlfriend to drive me full moon laps on like the old highway road, which is like it's like 5 minutes of tucking at a 35. It was a authentic 35 all grip road.
Okay.
And I would just
love it.
I would just try and get her out there on full moon nights, so I could skate in the dark and just like tuck for 5 minutes on a road with just sweepers and just try not to break my tuck at all. Yeah, just trying to stay sharp, because the best way to stay sharp is to have somebody with you, like a training partner, and I had no one. Despite my best efforts, like I could like coerce people to come out, like, you know, like for example, Shannon, I'm gonna call you out, I'm sorry, bro. But to get Shannon to come out, I have to call him on Monday. Like, bro, wait, let's go skate the hill that's 16 minutes from your house. You don't hit a single red light or a roundabout. Let's go skate on Saturday. And he's like, yeah, bet, no worries. I call him Wednesday, call him Thursday, I call him Friday morning, or like, Saturday, let's go. Call him Friday night, and he's like, oh, bro, I'd rather piece my life. I don't know. And then I'll call him Saturday morning 3 times. And then when I'm on the drive down, I'll call him again. And it's just like, I don't know.
It helps to have someone with you.
Bro, he's so good. He's one of the best skaters ever. And like on that spot especially, like there's nobody ever better than him. So it was really nice to try and go there and like, you know, kind of base myself off that. Anyway, besides the point, it was like getting to a point where I was trying to put my own goals onto other people. And like that's you can't be doing that, man. You can't be like trying to make your dream other people's dreams. And like it's just not going to work. So if you do have like the opportunity to have someone who's like seeing eye to eye to you on like your goals and aspirations, like I had with Josh in 2019, that's like the best thing you can ever get. And I didn't have that. I didn't have anything. Like I had the boys, and we would like rock out and we'd skate on the weekends, but none of those boys are like really into racing and that sort of thing. So
you don't feel like that maybe like breeded kind of something else in you to not really have like kind of breeded like the actual focus you needed?
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, like yeah, we got Rick up here in the corner in the peanut gallery.
Rick's in the peanut gallery right now.
So he's going to be adding some value into this bit of this section of the podcast. But yeah, man, like I definitely think that, because that's always how I've been, because I've always traveled a lot and like moved city quite frequently. So I've been by myself a lot.
Right. Yeah,
And
it's one thing to have like the homies to like lean on.
yeah,
like,
100%.
you know, have that camaraderie, but to also to do it by yourself and to really just focus on
The intrinsic motivation
exactly
is what it's all about.
Reps in there, you're saying you're working.
100%. And like I think that's one of my strengths as well, is that like even if I don't have someone there to push me, like I got it. Like I got it inside myself to like I know what needs to be done, and I will go out and do it, whether I have someone or not. But it's so much easier to have someone.
Well, and that's been a really interesting thing we've talked about a lot this year. Sort of the idea of what's the most important thing you can have to develop yourself as, well, specifically as a racer. You know, like is it the hills? Is it having the best training hills around you? Is it having a partner? Is it having, you know, sort of a mix of both?
Time
yeah.
or money.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously
have
some
both.
things, yeah. You can have a lot of things, but I think what we've sort of, it's been a discussion all year, but I feel like we've come to the conclusion that it's much more important to have people near your skill level or slightly above your skill level.
If you can have someone better than you, the best.
Yeah. Because you can have, you know, all the hills in the world, but if there's no one to show you and to sort of lead you into those higher levels, you won't ever really get there. I mean, maybe you will, but it won't be. It's not the same. The speed and the level of progression you can get with a partner on C grade hills.
Oh yeah, bro.
You
need nothing,
crazier than if you were by yourself on the most insane road in the world.
Yeah, and like this is what Zach was saying all weekend at Rhone. Sweden has produced 3 world champions, off a right corner in an IKEA parking lot. That's the only spot they had at the time. They were just full race kicking into one corner. They produced 3 world champions with that sort of mentality. That's it. That's all they have. So they have to juice everything out of this one spot. And that's what makes good races. And it's the same thing with Australia. I mean, I never skated anything really. It was super uncommon for me to skate anything more than like a minute long. Sometimes it's just a corner. But I skate the corner, 30 times. And after the 25th time, it's pretty perfect. And that's the type of thing that can be really rewarding when racing for a racer. Sorry, if you're training. And I think a lot of people who are blessed with amazing hills don't really get those type of reps in, or they're too worried about like surviving the roads, which I definitely feel like you experience here.
Absolutely. This has been a somewhat common theme brought up in the show. Like, some of the fastest racers come from places with no hills,
Yeah,
or barely any hills, because
Paris, man, look at Andreas Bukile
And Carlotti.
and Carlotti. They have like a hill that's an hour away.
That's
200 meters.
that you would call flat. It's like a driveway.
Yeah, it's nothing, and they're like two of the best racers in the world. It is a common thing, but it's what you do with that that's important. You know what I mean? Like, you could become a world champion living in North Carolina, 100%. But it's how you attack, it's how you approach, and that's my whole thing. It's like skating with intent.
Absolutely. I actually have a guest question. I think is kind of on the.
Damn, we got guest questions for me as well.
Yeah, I kind of got it on the same plane. So
Yo, hit me. Let's go. I'm so excited to see who.
I got
who
a
sent one
question
in.
from Jules. Here goes.
Jules.
Hey Ari, it's Jules. Just got a question for you. As you've had a lot of experience riding in the years, imagine you have a lot of frustrations trying to get to that level that you are now. When did you notice that there was a transition to where you were succeeding racing after the valley of disappointments and setbacks? Was it a gradual transition, or was it like something that just clicked? And how long did it take for you to get there? Just something I'm curious about, as especially you mentioned that perseverance is the most important trait to have as a racer. And the other question I have is air kits. I've noticed that you're going back and forwards between them. What do you think about them, and are they viable, or are they viable on certain tracks only that you find? Yeah. Thanks, mate. And yeah, congrats on the win. Super stoked for you, mate.
Yo, what was playing in the background?
I think he recorded that in Kenya.
No, I recorded. That was at Roan.
That was at Roan. Oh, okay.
Yeah, what was
I
going
thought that
on
might be.
you thought that was a Kenyan language going on?
No, I thought that was in the airport. I thought he was like traveling when he
Sure.
recorded that.
Anyways, so perseverance. Like, when did it click?
Yeah,
I think he was trying to say, like, did it happen all at once, or was it?
No,
gradual?
bro, no way. It doesn't happen all at once. Like he mentioned, like I'm always out here preaching about like perseverance and like not giving up, bro. I sucked at this for so long, and I was kind of like just here for the party. Not gonna lie, like I loved, still do, but more so in the past, like just kind of like the event vibe and what it was, like this big circus traveling around. Like we all love that, and I got to experience it in its heyday. So I was kind of like along for the ride for that. But definitely when I started, like, I think I got a couple like fluke results where I did really well, and I was like, this is kind of cool. I like this, and that's when I started like, all right, well, look, if it happened by accident, it can happen on purpose too. So let's work for it. And I think from like 2016 was a terrible year, but I got a lot of experience. I took out some big names in some races. Like I took out Guto, took out Lundberg.
Like, literally took out?
No, not like taking it. Like, I knocked him out.
Oh, you beat them.
Okay. I beat Eric Lundberg and I beat Guto, Carlos Paxiao, in races in that year.
Where?
I beat Lundberg at Lillehammer, and I beat Paxiao in Almatrip with Tanner. Me and Tanner took out Paxiao.
Whoa. Yeah,
and I was like, bro, like that's crazy. Like, Guto at the time was fighting for a world title. He just won 2. He actually won the world title that year as well. Or did he? Yeah, he did.
He won 16. Yeah.
Yeah, he won 15 and 16. Yeah. Anyway, I beat him in his world title year, and I was like, man, like maybe there's something here. So I went balls to the walls in 2018, and that was when I was like, that was supposed to be my final year of like doing this competitively, and that's when I was gonna like pack it up and ride off into the sunset and like get like a job or something. I don't know. And and I ended up like having a real good year, and I think it's just because like the tour was so long that like you could kind of build into it. And obviously I was working hard in the off season with Jacko Jacko kind of like got me up to speed a lot, living close to him in Sydney. And I got a couple good results, and I got a big result in Korea. I got third at my first at the World Cup in Korea, in an incredible fashion. Obviously, if you saw that race, I shouldn't have got third.
Is this
the kicking the board?
This is the
kicking the board, and then Pepe gets disqualified because someone hands him his board. And I'm like stink bugging down the rest of the track because I think it's over. Then someone hands Pepe his board after he crashes, and he gets disqualified. So I get automatically promoted to the podium, and I'm like, boom, we're on. And like that was my first World Cup. Yeah. And at that point, I had an 8th and a 5th, like 2 8s and a 5th in the series, and then I catch a 3rd, and I'm like, wow, like I'm in the top 10 in the rankings right now.
Lucky than good.
Yeah, bro.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like luck is just like being in the right place in the right time. Like you still have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still had to make it to the finals to get 3rd. Like even if I got 4th, like still great job. But yeah, and that's when I was like, all right, like now I feel like I belong in this sort of like, you know, semi-finals, Conti finals type of area. And honestly, to Jules's question, and I've preached about this before, is like once you start believing that you belong there, you start appearing there more often. And like you don't have to be as good as you think to get to that position. You just have to really believe that you belong there. If you believe you're a top 8 skater, you're a top 8 skater, man. You'll get there. You will get there. If you don't quit, you will get there, 100%. But believing that's very difficult, especially when you have like coming off maybe like 1 and dones, 2 and throughs, maybe a quarters here and there. It will happen. It will happen. If you keep your nose to the grindstone, it will happen.
Well, and every level is harder and harder. You know?
Right,
like, Like you can become very comfortably. I remember my first year in Europe in 22. I was like, I'd made a lot of finals in the U.S. I'd already won Tepe in the U.S. and I definitely felt pretty good about myself. And I showed up and I didn't make it out of quarters that entire year. And then my first sort of taste of racing worlds.
Yeah, it's different.
And that was like, that like messed with me like a lot psychologically, because I thought maybe I'm not a semis guy. Like I'm definitely not a finals guy. Maybe I'm not even a semis guy.
Yeah,
you
there's
know?
levels to it.
And you had to, I really had to psychologically bring myself step by step to then know that, okay, I'm definitely, and honestly, I had the pace, I think, a lot of the time, but it was a psychological thing of having to tell myself and show myself that I was a semifinals racer, and then past that, now I'm a finals racer, like consistently, and
there's levels to that as well. And then you get to the point where you're a race winner, and then the only thing that you're there to do is win, and that's a tough place to be.
People are not sympathetic to that either.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Like they're not, because you know, like once you win,
all you want to do is win. Like if you've won a race, like you have won a race before, and then like you rock up to a next race, and like if you don't win, like your personal feelings, doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. If I don't win, I failed. You know what I mean? And but that's the type of motivation, the type of intrinsic motivation that will get you to another finals. And it's that belief, that drive, that will push you to finals better than like most strength and conditioning regimes, 100%.
And that comes in like you're throwing up at the lot, like that's a special thing. But yes, but I think that has something to do with like
for sure, pressure.
The pressure of like failing,
100%
is there to like
definitely a motivator.
You know,
mm-hmm.
So you have that internalized in you, like
bro. And everyone has their own sort of like thing, I guess. Mine just is like a lot more on display than everyone else's, if you know what I mean. So yeah, to answer the question, it's like it doesn't all happen at once. It's like a build up of a lot of things that, you know, if you look back on, you can probably trace, but when it's happening, you can't really feel it. But you just got to, like, I don't know, have the perspective of, you know, this is where you could be in your journey, and that's where you could be going. So as long as you're confident in yourself and you have that belief, like there's no limit really.
It does snowball though.
Yeah, 100%.
It definitely does. Like it doesn't happen all at once, but the deeper you get into it, the sort of the faster things happen.
Yeah, like they say, they really don't stop coming.
They don't stop coming. They don't stop coming. But yeah, like I would say the time it takes to go from if we're using the terminology we've been using, to go from a quarterfinals racer to a semifinals racer, it's a lot faster, I think, to then go from a semifinals racer to a finals racer.
sure.
Because at that point, you see the progress, you make the progress, and you feel that progress.
Yeah, getting out of quarterfinals is probably the hardest thing you can do.
Yeah, I would say that's
That's the
biggest
hardest
jump.
jump.
Yeah.
I still think even now, like the quarterfinals is like the toughest heat. Because once you get to semifinals, you got a bonus round regardless.
Yeah, you're like,
Kind of here.
another heat, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. The quarters are tough. To get from a quarters guy to a semis guy is really, really difficult.
You said that gap is mostly, between quarters to semis. Is it a skill gap or is
It depends on the person, man.
I think it depends on the race,
You could
too.
tuck it, but
I think it depends on the race. Like in
I think semis to finals is all mental,
yeah.
and then finals to win is both. But like getting out of quarters is just it's just tough.
I think that might be the
Something concentrated power will
I think quarters to semis might be the crossover where it's the most extreme mix of skill and mental.
Yeah.
Like to get out of there, you need both, and then after that, you have the pace. Like if you're consistently making semis,
Yeah, man.
you have the pace to win.
Finals is just around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Once you become the Conci King, like the finals is right there, 100%. And like you'll see that, like there's a pattern in that for sure. You can probably go back. We asked Cambrick to look at the math on that.
Yeah,
It's definitely
get
there.
our spreadsheet guy.
Get our numbers guy on it. But yeah, and then the second part of the question was
Aero kits.
Aero kits. Look, mate, don't know. They look cool. They give them to me for free. I love them. They make a crazy sound when you go by, but
Does it help?
I have never been in a wind tunnel, so I can't tell you.
I hope so. They look dope.
But yeah, they look great, but I think what Zach said, like if it's not hurting you, it has to help you.
Yes, I've heard that quote. I love that quote.
I love that quote as well, and like I'll run with that. But yeah, I'm not sure. I really don't know. Like it's hard. Like it's an intuition thing, which I think we touched on before. Yeah, I'm really not sure.
What was your? Is there a beer bag behind you there? Did we leave it in the bedroom?
Yeah, where'd the you
Did I bring it in here
pass that over?
before I go to the next question? Oh, you got the beer bag down there?
No. I just had another one.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah, why don't you pass it over here, Rick?
Now I can focus.
No,
No,
that's
not
the
that
beer
bag.
That's just Hazard's bag. It's the little blue cooler.
The little blue cooler. You see a bag anywhere?
Is it in the bathroom?
Sorry, we got to find our
Rick's
beers.
on the case, but it's all good.
We're on a serious riff here.
Dude, you pointed it out and everything.
It might be in the
I'm all excited
kitchen,
about it.
actually. We got our best guy on it.
He'll find it.
As he's going in there, what was your first big race win?
Like sanctioned race.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I won in the Philippines in 2019. Like I only got my first big win in the same year that I won my world championship.
Okay, that
Which
was
is pretty funny.
Was it the first race of the season?
It's the third race of the season. So Newton's, Taipan, Seaside.
And then you won.
Immediately afterwards.
You won back to backs.
Yeah, we did 2 events in 10 days, and I won both. And then it was just like off to the races. From there, has he got it?
We'll just take that back here, Rick. Just pass me that back.
sorry for the people listening. We have a nice little cooler
There we go.
packed here that we just misplaced, and the excitement here.
We're just trying to keep this podcast fueled, you know.
Yeah, we got to keep fueled.
Yeah, no, but yeah, first race win was in the Philippines in 2019 at Seaside, which is like a pretty sentimental place for me. To get a first win, because like the Philippines was always kind of like my home race, because I grew up in Hong Kong. It's like super close. So I had my first ever race in the Philippines in 2013, and to get my first ever win also in the Philippines was like so sick, because like I had a lot of friends, like big community down there that I was like very, very closely attached to, and still am very closely attached to.
Beautiful, beautiful. So this is the IDF 2019 season. Is this the same year? Do you win Maryhill?
That's correct.
This year?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
As
Yeah,
well?
that's also won Maryhill.
Is it your first and only time to Maryhill?
I've been to Maryhill twice.
Okay.
But yeah, that was the first time that I just rocked up and won.
And that
Which is like,
was that part of your have to win section of the season we were talking about earlier? Was that part of the 5 in a row?
Yeah, that was part of that 5 in a row. Yeah, or 3 in a row, whatever it was.
And that I think to me might be the craziest part of that 5 because like winning Maryhill first try. I don't know if anyone else has ever done that.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
It's fucking impressive.
Yeah, but that's like
you have to have Zach, but I don't think so. Maybe Scoot.
But that's like crazy in and of itself.
Maybe Zach himself, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but to do it not only your first try, but also like having to like in the situation where you had to win it.
I had so much help.
Yeah,
I had so much help.
You know, as
so,
you
like,
do.
It wasn't like I can't really take that full credit.
Look, as someone who has had the same help you've had a couple times now, I haven't done it.
But yeah, I don't know.
It's very impressive.
I definitely like credit a lot of that to Zach, who coached, like he coached me like proper, like you'd imagine a coach would through that entire event. He has the most wins there than anybody. He has the most laps there than anybody. So he kind of took me under his wing. He's like, he understood the situation that I was in the championship. He's like, look, like let's get this done. And yeah, you know, he helped me win that race. So yeah, shout out to Zach.
Oh, big shout out to Zach. We had an awesome weekend with him at
Yeah,
Rowan.
bro, he's amazing. He's still out here doing everything, man. So sick. So sick. Put on the pass of the year as well.
I comfortably, I think we can say that.
That was so cool, bro. Yeah. So shout out to the boss, man.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah.
He never left.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the crazy in the first ride?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was there. I was marshalling. That
Yeah.
was crazy.
Insane, bro.
Dude.
Such a good pass.
Absolutely.
Such a good
nuts.
pass. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What else did you do? Did you do Killington that year as well?
Yeah, I did. So I did Killington as well.
What did you place at that?
7th.
Okay.
I was 7th in there because it was raining and it was just like so unpredictable. I don't remember how
Insane to be
I don't remember how I
wet.
lost the. Oh, I do remember. I remember how I lost the semis with Dana. It has like that great clip of like I was like undercutting each other like twice in the slide lefty. That was so cool. And then in the consies, just like lost it and just like crashed into somebody crashed into Davis in the last lefty. But yeah, I got 7th there, but like it was still so sick event. Such a sick event to go.
I know that exact clip.
Yeah,
of
you know-
you and Dana.
yeah.
That is so cool going in the tetanus left, coming out of it.
Yeah. No, it was a great race, especially in the rain. Like the fact that we could like hold it down in the rain like that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Super cool. You didn't go to Munsville, did you?
No, I missed
No.
one too. 'Cause
Okay.
I was only hunting for World Cups at
For
the time.
World Cups, yeah.
Because I had like good points in qualifiers.
Because I was at Munsville that year.
Yes.
But I didn't go to Killington.
Yeah, honestly, safe bet. I heard Munsville's a lot more fun.
Had
so.
to lob up. Also rained at Munsville.
Yeah,
that year.
but
It
like
was a wet NORAM tour that year.
Yeah, it was.
It was soggy boys up for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That first bit for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did the tour? Because Vulcan was that year. Was that the first year that Vulcan was?
Second.
Was that second year of
Yeah,
Vulcan?
the first year at Vulcan was 2018, and it pissed down as well. It was
my
raining.
gosh.
Yeah, but they ran a short track and it was fine. But
Mitch won.
Mitch won. Yeah.
Mitch won.
Yeah, Mitch won that
And
one.
Minsky was the king of consies.
Minsky was the Conti king.
There we go.
So yeah.
Where's Minsky at, man? Is he still doing it?
He's climbing rocks in Colorado, and he's trying to be a helicopter nurse.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's killing it. He's killing
That
it.
sounds
but he's,
pretty badass.
He's
Pretty cool. As
he's-
far as nurses go, it's pretty cool.
he's definitely stepped down from the skating a little bit, but and as much as I've tried, I don't think he's coming back. And I've tried quite hard.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
It's always there, you know, if you want it to be.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going anywhere.
I'll keep whispering that to him.
I kind of wanted to just go off the rails a little bit about some just like open conversation things, because these are conversations I've had with people, but I've never like brought them up on this pod as far as like different event formats. Like, I don't know if you've ever done like a team time race or like a judge ride type deal. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, or if
What's a judge ride?
it's basically like a slide jam type thing on like a sick hill.
Oh, okay. So it's like
It's slope style. Slope style.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Are they not usually team things as well? Or are the judge rides mostly solo things?
Judge rides solo. Team time's usually like 3 or 4 people.
Okay. Am I incorrect in remembering that there was a team judge ride in this state several years ago?
There's been a couple events where we had a team time and a judge ride at the same event and no actual race.
That would be where I've confused my wires then. Crossed my wires.
So what's a team time?
It's like a time trial, but it's
In a team
it's
race.
team racing.
So we do head-to-head team racing. So 8 people at a time. And that's the real shit.
And the team with the highest average
No,
placement.
no.
No?
The team, whoever's last, that team gets eliminated.
Like whichever racer is last?
Yeah.
See, I've done both.
Yeah. And that's electric, brother. It's so good.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's so you can do it in teams of 4, and then you have 8 people. You do teams of 2, and you do 3 teams on the track, teams of 2. So we did that at La Trona this year in Spain. We did teams of 2, 6-man heats.
Who was your teammate?
I had Zoe, which is one of the girls from Kaina, Ratso Kaina. She's a dancing chick originally, but she's getting into downhill, and we won.
Sko.
Truly undefeated. But yeah.
Wow, yeah, we even
So what you this,
put that on there too.
yeah, print it. Yeah, bro, and it's such a completely different type of racing because you're like, obviously, you know, I'm a racer, Zoe's a dancer. She is not like into tucking that much. She's not even into like doing glove down slides that much. So the tactic was, but the thing is, she could push really well. So we sent her out in front. She would be on the far left lane. I'd be right next to her, and then we have all the other guys. We have the 4 other competitors to our right. Zoe would push straight out first. I push diagonally right and just cover the entire other 4 with my arms spread out completely and just block all these people. And like I got a good kick, man. So I'm out of there. Zoe's gone. Zoe's completely gone. I'm holding back 4 people with my enormous arms. And then as soon as they've been all held up, I turn left again, full race kick down the track, and just bump Zoe the entire way. Undefeated, bro.
What was the gap? Did you guys finish?
No,
1 and 2?
we raced John and Agro. Like, team racing is full contact. That we should also specify that it's like there's no rules. It's get to the bottom. You know what I mean? So
and you had the Chihuahua.
Yeah. So I had John on my heat. So I just have I have one hand on Zoe in front of pushing, and I have one hand behind me pushing John backwards. And it's just like that game. But the thing is, we had one strong teammate, one not so strong teammate to kind of make it equal. So if you were the strong teammate, you kind of had to babysit your not so strong teammate and completely sabotage the weaker teammate on the other team. So I had waistbands, and I was just foot braking behind people. So they're like, why am I moving? And I'm just there just holding them up. And then you pull them back, tuck down the road, grab John off Zoe, push Zoe back, and then head back. Yeah, it's so fun, bro. And we ran this at La Trona, which is a super long hill. It's 3 or 4 minutes. So there's a lot going on. But we used to run it at Bathurst as well. Teams of 4, or teams of 3, I believe. And that's a 60-second track.
Okay, so you're way more in team time than I've even been into.
We're deep into team racing. So we at Bathurst most years you do race for a keg of beer is what the winning team would get. So it was serious business.
I mean, hey, everyone wins with a keg.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you get the tap. You know what I mean? You get the hose for it. So yeah, there's crazy tactics that you can get going, and people were holding back from the start line, and then starting pushing before go, so they would have 6 extra pushes by the time that the starter would go off. Yeah,
this is just straight WW, no rules.
Oh, it was every single time they stopped doing it in 2019 because of all the injuries that we had.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you did that at Turkey here, there'd be limbs, body parts.
Let there be blood, Rick.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
If we did it at Bathurst, you can do it at Turkey, mate. Relax.
Well, that's interesting that you have experienced team racing like that, because I've only done it
Very friendly.
No, like literally just the same team. Excuse me, the same team being timed. Just your team, and the last person to come through the finish line. That's when the clock stops.
Yeah.
So like you were saying, pretty much your strongest skater, you ideally want to be in the back.
Yeah, in the back,
Pushing
your front
maintenance.
skater. Yeah, 100%.
Getting everyone like
blocking and then like giving speed and kind of like controlling the situation. But that's the thing, when you have a team of 4 that like are equally matched, and you have another team of 4 that are equally matched, then it's like pick a man and it just like go head to head, and it's incredible. Like you'll have some guys that are just like getting out of the way, like full qualifying laps, and then you have guys that are sliding in weird positions to try and like mess other people up, and it's a full thing. And the Kiwis are the best at it, like the guys from New Zealand. Yeah,
really.
Yeah, they're the undefeated champs. Yeah, those guys go hard.
I think so. I think Salim would.
Bro, we cannot tell the WDSC about team racing. Oh my goodness.
That's where I was gonna lead. Is there a space for team?
I'm worried this would happen where
team race Turkey.
We would do it one exhibition event just as a fun thing, and then it would turn.
Yeah, the rest of our sport gets thrown out of the window. Yeah,
just team racing.
Yeah,
I mean, it's possible. It's great spectator sport, but it's so dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, the only team racing I've ever done, you're just your own team against the clock.
Yeah, that sounds way more sensible.
Well, we end up just crashing the shit out of each other. Because you're skating way closer than you normally would, because you're like, oh, I want to be, I want to be like bumping you and stuff. So I don't know. I just want to touch on kind of different event formats, and also like the judge rider slope style.
I'm about slope style, man. I like it, but I wouldn't compete in it per se.
Oh, me neither.
I would also suck at it, but I'd be hugely.
I always talk to a bunch of guys about you know what the Freeride World Tour is, like the skiing competition.
I'm not familiar. I don't know much about skiing.
I want to say like me neither, but I have I think I have a basic grasp on the concept. It's where you pick a location, you take your invited list of riders, you tell them where the event's going to be, but you don't let them practice. So they can scope the lines from a helicopter, they can scope the lines from the bottom with the binos, and that's all.
Nobody's allowed to ski. As far as I know, nobody's allowed to ski the.
Maybe you can ski it outside of the event.
The Red Bull backcountry thing.
It's sort of like that.
Well, yeah.
Like a single drop.
Single drop. So you take everybody to the top, and you go, all right, drop your line, and it's just like a complete like there's no real piste. The competition zone is this side of the mountain. You get from the top to the bottom, and whatever you do on the way down is up to you. So they would just, people just figure it out. So people are just sending first hits on things that they haven't even done before. And it's like, what can you land on your first go? And I think they get 2 runs. So the first run, you can kind of feel it out, but you kind of have to go hard. Because if you crash on your second run, that's it.
I think there's
amazing format.
I like that format. I think there's a space for it too. Like as far as like maybe like a sideshow, or not sideshow
this
necessarily.
This is the perfect state for that, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like we're in a racing is at its all-time high right now.
For sure.
But we're also living in a free ride like generation, I feel like.
For sure, yeah.
Where people are just going, and there's a lot of people that are so good that like don't. There's always that conversation like who's better at.
It's not really like an outlet for it.
Yeah.
Right now, that's not Instagram.
To like work towards. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's it, man. For real.
Well, and even historically, like the slide jams of previous days, I don't think would showcase.
Yeah, like taking
we've grown out of it.
Yeah, to a straight hill. Like,
it
would be sick. We'd see some enormous slides.
It'd be crazy, but it wouldn't. Like the slide jams, I
think they're better than that now.
Yeah, I grew up as a Central Mass kid. I don't know if any of you guys ever went, but like the Central Mass slide jam was crazy. It was almost like the event of the year. And like people threw down,
right?
And it was like people were pushing it. I don't want to say to their limits, but almost
beyond
to their limits,
man. Like you see some of the crashes, holy.
Like it was crazy. And I think now if we went back to that same hill, it would
I think everyone's too good.
It would be a joke, yeah.
Everyone would just like bomb in from the top, full tuck, slide to the little right corner,
and that's it. Yeah,
be like, yeah, whatever.
But if we did the slide jam on waterfall,
right? Yeah,
you know
like
what
slope,
I mean? Like
slope style waterfall would
like
be
that
insane,
would be crazy.
bro.
And Brett would win.
Yeah, and Brett would win. Yeah.
He would. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to just totally derail our conversation for a little bit to kind of talk about these
like
other.
I'm down. Like I'd love to see that, but like I'm also not going to be the one like.
Me neither.
Going to do that for you.
One of my great joys as a child
this.
was I never ever skated the Central Mass Slide Jam from the time I was 15. But when I was 17, I want to say, maybe 16, I was invited to start judging it.
Incredible.
And so my entire life, I've never actually competed in a slide jam.
Ever. Really?
But you judged.
I have judged. I've been judging for slide jam since I was like a child. And it would be my absolute lifelong pleasure.
I'll judge you
to
all.
Judge
let me know.
the craziest free ride event ever.
I think you have your resume speaks for itself.
My pedigree is pretty high. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any of the other Sin Mass judges are still out here kicking. So
Maybe, no.
you're the most qualified man.
I think Norman Plant maybe judged one year.
All right, well, there you go.
But I do believe I have maybe a decade of slide jam judging experience.
Because I'm just thinking, like, just as a total spectator, like, I mean, Turkey looks insane. What about if it was just the parts of the best corners, and they're just doing that part that's like on the day before or mixed into quali day? I don't know. This is totally
look. I'm here for it, man.
Spitballing.
But like I was saying, like I'm also not gonna be the one to push this.
Yeah.
So if you're out there,
Me neither.
if you want to make it happen, I can put you in contact with anyone you need to be put in contact with, and we can do it. But I don't know. It's just not something that like I think about on a daily basis. So if you are thinking about that and you're out there, come on in.
I talked about this with someone this weekend.
Crazy, I already sent you a DM.
I talked about this with someone this weekend. I don't know if Turkey is actually the best track for that.
Probably not. I mean, I don't know.
But I don't know. I honestly, this was a real conversation.
Do I still want to see it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do.
Absolutely, I do.
Yeah. I want to see you hit the crack on freeride wheels, boy. Come on.
Yeah, I'd go spend extra time there to watch that for sure.
Yeah, this is just totally like going off the beaten path.
Dan, we're doing exactly what we planned today. This is
Yeah.
it. This is the brainstorm sesh.
So the other thing I wanted to bring up about potential things is like like I don't know if they do it. They probably do it in Indy cars, but in like NASCAR races, you have a set amount of tires you can use.
Here we go.
What about if there's wheel limits for certain roads that are? I mean, it could vary.
Go, Owen.
And it would be like, let's say,
Let him have it, Owen.
All right. I mean, look, we've been around this block a couple times, and a lot of times. And yes, there is merit to the idea of wheel limits providing both another element of strategy to racing and also leveling the playing field as far as the finances of racing are all things considered. And I think those are the two things that people tend to like to bring up. However, and what we've sort of, I think, decided on is that if you want to do amateur level racing with wheel limits, go crazy.
Please.
Go
I
crazy.
think it should be encouraged.
I think it's very cool. I think it's very good for the growing of racing. And if I was a kid again, and the races I was going to were 1 to 3 wheel sets maximum, I think it'd be very welcoming.
And you learn a lot as well.
Absolutely. But for the world championship and professional level racing, especially on the caliber of tracks that we're racing recently, it becomes more of a safety issue than anything. And it's just,
I wouldn't say that, but yeah.
I mean, like not necessarily all the time, but there's two aspects. One, it's a safety element. And two,
let's lead with safety issue.
Yeah, it's a safety issue.
Safety issue, dude. Yeah, dude. I need to smoke 16 sets of freshies for my own safety, bro.
Well, I mean, Yeah, fair.
If you really care about me, you would let me smoke these 16 sets, bro. I don't know what to say.
This is a personal.
If you really love me.
Yeah, exactly.
If you really loved me, you wouldn't let me run finals on
on
not
scrubs.
freshies.
No, like there's definitely truth to that.
There's
100%.
something there, and also just we're looking for the pinnacle of racing, and that's sort of what we're doing here, and we're trying to get the best riders on the best roads at the highest level and pushing the maximum. And I don't see any value in inhibiting the riding performance of those riders by limiting how many sets of wheels they can ride. I think you're just shooting everyone in the foot with that.
And most times, man, top 8 all got the sponsor anyway.
Oh yeah.
Like the fact that you cut my wheel limit down this weekend is not meaning that you're going to make finals over me.
No, absolutely.
I'm just going to be grumpy about it.
And we tested it. Like we ran wheel limits in 22. We also ran wheel limits in 23 at some races as well. And there was even wheel limits at a race this year as well. And guess what?
Oh yeah, you give me all the freshies and you guys are on scrubbies, I'm gonna lose still.
Yeah, and
I think that the top level should be.
Yeah, and I think it's important that we did it so people understand that like the me having freshies or Owen having freshies or you doesn't matter who having freshies isn't always the reason why you're getting beat. Maybe it is sometimes, but more times out of 10 it's like the guys who have freshies are like those guys anyway, because they're the guys that are most committed to racing. Whether you've worked your way up to a sponsor or you're grinding every single day to afford wheels. The people who rock up to the race with the adequate amount of sets of wheels for the race are the ones that really care about it.
This is another thing that we've done this in North Carolina that could be not necessarily or not like going for the world title race, but like we've done pacer races where you get one set.
Yeah. Single set survival.
And you got to go through single set survival. I think that's always could be
so fun.
A cool sideshow thing to do. Not just pacers, but just a wheel that's like,
no, such a blast.
This wheel is gonna fall apart.
We had what was the wheel this year at Tepe? Was it Pacers?
I know you were there.
I won it.
You won it. You told me.
I think it was.
Did y'all do that at Tepe?
Yeah, we did at Tepe. Yeah, a Pacers race,
sick.
and that was also super cool. I feel like there was another one recently that I'm forgetting. Oh, I mean,
the knob.
The knob, and we even had a
Shout out
slide
Kevin.
jam. We had the Talega jam for Halloween, in Orange County at the end of October, and they did a stock race there with like some Arbor.
Same wheels. The same wheels as the knob. The Sucrose.
Yeah.
Stock race.
Stock race.
Yeah.
No rain. Yeah.
Stock race.
Yeah.
I think that's a
Is it-
cool
you know,
sideshow
is
that
it-
should be at like every event.
There's a stock race coming to North Carolina today. I mean, not today, but we just facilitated the deal. We shook hands on a stock race in North
I
Carolina.
just supplied a lot of urethane for you boys.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's coming.
Do you want to
Can't say anything more.
Can't say
It's
anything.
a contract. It's in the fine print. But
It's on the docu.
NDA?
yeah,
Can't-
that's all I can. All I can say is that North Carolina, you're welcome.
We'll
Stay tuned.
we'll bring this off camera.
Yeah.
Behind closed doors.
Yeah, I think that's cool as well. Like the stock racing is really, really cool. I don't know. Like I would be open to doing that on the world tour as well, as long as it was Magnums. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, let's go, man. 100%. 100%. Yeah, I think it's like the Formula One thing. Like, we want to see who the best racer is. Like, I'd love to see a Formula One season of everyone in the same car, like F2 is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that'd be amazing. You see who the best driver is. Because there's so many things like, Lewis won all these championships because of his car, or Max is also fast with his car, or Michael this, whatever, you name it. I don't think we're at that level in our sport, but it's still cool. Pacers race is sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially when it's like a non-serious wheel like that. It's like, who can handle it? That's real cool. I like it, but I don't know. I still think like the whole wheel limits thing is it has its place. I don't think its place is at deciding who will be the world champion. Personally,
or even in my opinion, any national title. Like if the national title.
we don't have national titles, so we don't care. But yeah, you go for it.
But like I think any level of just professional racing.
Like downplaying, like just because you're in the position, like
Yeah, 100%.
downplaying the safety aspect, and like it's true. Like you guys are like pushing the limits.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like,
Single hill.
if I
You guys showed up first run in and tucked, around mountain, and like nobody in the world, has done that like that. So it's like genuinely testing the limits of safety.
Yeah, and we love that as well. But the thing is, if you had wheel limits, people would always just make it so that we did have freshies for finals anyway.
Yeah.
Strategy wise, but my biggest thing is that you're just bringing back foot braking.
Not from I don't foot brake.
That's the thing, like,
above like 30, but
And honestly,
I
it
don't know how to do it.
That could play into my advantage as well, because I discovered this weekend that none of my competitors can actually foot brake either. Like, if you didn't start skating in like 2011 or 12, like apparently you cannot foot brake. It's so funny.
Yeah, but we can do stand-up toes, Harry.
Yeah, but like so can I. But
it's a lost art.
yeah, but like over 30, you crash too. You know what I mean? Like it's what it is. Sorry, bro. But yeah, I just don't think that we need to be seeing foot braking again. And if you bring limited,
please no.
You know, if you bring back wheel limits, the person who wants to win the most will foot brake, and that's not the direction I want to see my sport that I love go. You know what I mean?
100%. I just wanted to run this by the two fastest students in the world right now.
I mean, we've had this conversation. This
is all we talk about.
This 22 was the conversation.
Yeah, 22 was.
Hey,
bad.
now we're putting it in other people's ears.
But I stand on this. Like, I guess we disagree on this. But I think Rick's right. Like, I do still think there's a safety element that like cannot be overlooked, in the sense that.
Well, when you're looking at Roan Mountain as an example, yeah, 100%. Or TST chicane as an example,
in the sense that
100%.
like, here's what you got to figure out too: is we're stupid,
smooth,
we're real dumb, and like, yeah, sure. Like, if we do the strategy where I guarantee I have freshies for finals, that means I'm going to sacrifice another heat. And so
quarter's about to be wild.
Quarterfinals, everyone's on scrubs, but like everyone still wants to make it, and so you still just have guys pushing it on gear that isn't the maximum it could be.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, people would adapt, but I just think that it's a sort of an unnecessary gamble, and you're just diminishing the quality of everyone's equipment.
I mean, you can make the same argument for Formula One as well, but they still have it. You know what I mean? And it's not like they're not out for the pursuit of pinnacle. Like,
but I think that's
of racing.
But this is like we've talked about. Like, that racing is very different because it's, and we've talked to Max about this a lot too. It's like the way the races are formatted.
Yeah,
like we do 5 sprints.
Yeah, well, no, we do 5 qualifying laps.
Yeah, they're on. Like long. There's strategy as far as when to change and when to do that. But yeah, we do 5 quali laps, and that's a very different. You have to approach that very differently.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. It's like the thing is, Dan, we could talk till the sun rises about wheel limits.
I can tell y'all have talked about this before.
We still won't have like an actual answer for you. But,
well, yeah, we do. We do have the answer. Go away with them. I don't want them. I burn 16 sets of Magnums.
Especially when I got factory support.
Yeah, I mean,
big asterisks.
Well,
yeah,
that's kind of a thing. I like bringing things up on here that I know almost everyone has talked about, but just to hear y'all's kind of opinions and feelings on it is cool. So, yeah, I got a couple Patreon questions. Actually, I should probably get into a few here.
Let's hear it.
Big shout out to the 35 All Grip Patreon members.
If you're not subscribed already, go.
Yeah, check it out. Subscribe.
Click the link.
We love you. Let me see what I got here. You know what? We're gonna hit this one. Cam Stegger wanted to know, hey yo Harry, how many laps you got this year? You gonna hit 1,000 laps? What's going on?
Forgive me, but I'm about to pull out my phone so I can.
You can pull out your phone. You're allowed.
All right.
You can do whatever you want.
I actually got onto this listening to Cam talk about, I believe, his pinners runs or hookers.
Yeah,
he's
pinners.
Pinners guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I listened to this very same podcast and I was like, man, that is the sickest idea. So I've since contacted my numbers guy, Cam Brick, shout out, and I've logged every single lap or run, rather, that I've done this year. Starting from January, from when I bricked myself, to today. So I've done. So what I do is I log the date, the spot, the number of laps I did, the weather, So like what it looked like. Was it sunny, rainy, and then the temperature. I mean, obviously, was it an open road or a closed road? So I've logged every single lap that I've done.
And Cambrick is
So Canberra
inputting this data?
No,
He's
no,
our,
I'm
he's
in.
our spreadsheets guy.
He's our spreadsheet guys.
Okay. Okay.
So
He builds us.
he built the spreadsheet. He built the spreadsheet to give me the following data. So I input it raw, and then that gives me in my quick dash. It gives me the spots, how many I've done per year. You can see here.
Oh my gosh.
And then it gives me the average laps per session, the number of spots I've skated, the number of days this year I've skated, the estimated completion date of 1,000 laps, and the average laps I've done per day.
What's the estimated completion date?
Currently, unfortunately, because of the injury that I had, the estimated completion date is the 7th. Oh no, the 7th of March next year. But it's going down every day.
So you got to start.
So every
cranking.
lap you're
So
cranking.
Starts cranking.
So the grand total is 739 as of today.
With the injury?
So that's
What's your average laps per day?
average laps per day is 2.3. So it's not heaps.
But that's, I mean,
Exactly. But so this is me skating from January 2nd. So January 2nd, January 6th, January 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th guardrail until May 1st.
So I'm gonna need you to do the math at some point and figure out the average runs per day since you came back from that injury.
Yeah,
We'll get our numbers guy on that.
We'll
we need to know that,
yeah,
post injury till now, because it's got to be more like.
Yeah. So
No,
average laps per session that I've skated is 8.9 per session,
That's
which-
getting it.
which is not ideal. Personally, I'd like to do a lot more, but it's not always up to me. I've skated 77 different spots this year.
That's impressive.
I think, what do we work out? Like 25 of them have been in North Carolina. Insane.
Jeez.
And then the average laps to date is 2.3 per day.
What road you skate the most?
So that is the elevator spot that we have in Barcelona. So we have a left sweeper, double apex right with a right 90 with an elevator on it in Barcelona. So you can just lap all day,
Shut
every
up.
single day. And
An elevator?
yeah.
Can I get technical? How are laps per day different than laps per session?
No, so the laps per day is the average of every lap divided over the days of the year.
Oh, okay. Got you.
So it equals out to an average of 2 per day, but obviously I'm not skating every day here as much as I want to.
You have a spot with an elevator.
So I have a spot with an elevator, and it's called the A, because you can see like a big like Anarchy A spray paint from the beach. It's all the way back on the mountain. So it's called the A. It's a very famous spot in Barcelona, and you can lap there. So I often go there by myself, and commit to how many laps I can do in the time that I can bear it in the heat. And my best is I think it's 26 laps in one session. So currently for the year, I have 146 laps at the A. And most of them are by myself.
That's pretty fire.
But that's just because I'm just kind of, wrong in the head like that. And I just go by myself and just don't drink water, don't eat food, and just don't stop.
You're just that's like macro dosing, actually.
Yeah, I'm macrodosing in the elevator. But aside from that, all the local spots in Barcelona, I have higher numbers. And then all race heats, races, you get 30 laps a weekend or something like that.
Decent amount.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at now. I'm at 739, sorry, and I will hit 1,000. Mark my words. I will.
Before the new year?
Before the end of December 31st, I will hit 1,000 no matter what.
I think you got it.
Look,
I'm not gonna.
if it comes down to it, I want to see the Instagram live New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
this is-
At the A sesh.
999.
Yeah, he's just cranking the
is- okay,
elevator.
I think let's just put this into the universe right now, because I wasn't sure if I was going to put this into vocalize this, but I've said it to a couple people. So if I don't get the laps by the end of the year, I'm going to go to the A and lap non-stop until I get them. Potentially 24 hours at the A.
Are you saying like you'll spend New Year's Day?
No,
Or you'll
I'll
spend New Year's Eve?
spend the last day of 2024, sorry, at the A by myself or with the homies, whoever I'm with, just skating until I complete my goal.
This brings up a thing in my head. Have you ever heard the term trenching? So, you know, like
No.
cyclists will do like Everesting. They'll try and do like the same elevation gain as
Oh, yeah,
Everest.
yeah.
Well, there's also trenching where you do Mariana's Trench descent-wise. So you try and hit that elevation drop
I have it easy, bro.
in a day.
In a day.
Oh my!
What's the distance on that?
I don't know if anyone's ever done it. I've heard it as like kind of a joke. It's 20. It's
How
like
deep
got to
is
be
it?
like 28,000.
Feet.
I'm trying to put our numbers guy on this.
What is that in real measurement?
I think you guys are like
20
locked in if you're doing 740.
28.
No.
You've
one
definitely
day,
already
one
done
day.
it today, like this year
Yeah,
easily.
yeah,
but
yeah.
like
Nope.
in a day,
39 right now is what you're at.
I'm at 739. Yeah.
I'm just gonna be our own.
yeah, we'll have to
So-
check out Mariana's Trench.
What I want to do at the end of the year, obviously, is go back and look at all the laps that I've done and find out the total distance skated. I think that'd be pretty cool too.
That would be, sorry, that would be really sick. Like
Yeah.
total miles done.
And then my big goal for 2025 is to open this document up to the public, and so everyone can do it.
Dude, I would love to. Is it?
Not
just-
yet. But like, I'm gonna work with Cam, and we're gonna make it so that everyone can log their own, and then at the end of the year, we can all share it together. It'd be pretty cool. On a system, obviously, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think it'll be pretty sick. Like, I mean, it's just gonna get people to get out and skate more. All right, give me the trench
We've got
numbers.
the trench numbers. The depth of the trench is 35,814 feet,
So that's like
which is
9.
10,916 meters
So it's 10K.
in
I mean,
one day.
We
It's
skated
almost 11K.
we skated 25 miles the other day.
Yeah, but we're talking feet of elevation.
No, like like that last day, my birthday, we skated 25 miles.
That's pretty crazy. Adam
that's-
Westfall will have
No,
our elevation.
He told. Oh no, he told. Yeah, true.
Yeah, but he'll have the elevation because we'd
Well,
Strava
You're
everything.
skating really steep shit.
Yeah.
So you probably put down, God, I don't know what those numbers would be, but
Pretty crazy.
Everything was about 1,000 feet of elevation. So
we're
True. There you go.
So I guess we did it.
we're getting
Maybe.
we're getting a little in the weeds here, but I want hey, I just wanted to be like put it in people's ears, like
Yeah.
who's gonna trench?
I'm gonna. Yeah. Who's gonna trench? But also, back to this thing. I would like to make that public for people to attempt next year, and maybe we could do it live as well, so you can like see what other people are doing.
Like who's leading?
Like who's
in the
leading.
world.
That would be motivating for me to skate more.
That would be so dangerous for me, Dan. I don't think you understand, because once you turn it into a competition, then I'm going out at night so I can skate, so I can beat Owen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Owen got laps today. Oh fuck! Like, I'm gonna go up to the A at night and like miss out on cooking my girlfriend dinner, so I can get like 25 laps, so I can like wake up and Owen's like behind again. It's not healthy.
You're logging shit at 4:32 a.m.
Bro, don't
Oh
make
my
me do it, man.
God.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do that to Soul, bro. But
We should do it.
we should definitely do it.
Cool. I love that.
But that's thanks to
that
you guys.
guy's question.
Like,
Yeah,
that's all you. So
Cam got me on that.
Yeah.
I was tracking my stuff last year. I didn't this year, but I did okay last year. Not like
Cam told me he stopped this year, so I couldn't believe it.
I got like 130 elk claps or something. last
Yo,
year.
that's so sick.
That's a lot of
That's a lot of elk,
That's a
man.
But I
lot
would-
of miles.
we're 5 minutes from elk from here.
Doesn't
so-
matter. That's a lot of elk, man.
That's a lot of elk.
but not much of other stuff.
Yeah, that's
Maybe,
what it is.
Maybe 20 other roads. All right, we're gonna keep going. I got some other Patreons. I got one from Dan Robinson wants to know, what's the best, worst product out there that everyone thinks sucks but's actually good?
That's a great question,
Whoa.
and I'm gonna have to be really careful that I don't
Wait,
just like.
okay, wait. So
verbal
so
diarrhea.
he's asking for the product that everybody thinks is terrible,
but it's good.
but is actually really good.
There's only
Yeah.
one thing that can come to my mind right now. Is it
I'm
the same thing
pretty
that comes
sure
to
it's
your mind?
exactly the same thing. That's
You
coming
gotta
to
just
my
gonna
mind.
say it at the same time.
3, 2, 1. Toast ups. Got him. Yeah, no, I think the what started as like a free rider type of
Okay,
assist has come into
Wait.
go.
We can't actually take this away from the man that did it.
Aiden S6.
This was Max Caps. It's okay. We can be mad about it, but we actually have to give Max Caps his laurels here. Max has been
See,
on this train for
Yeah, for a while. I
a
guess.
long time.
Yeah.
And he's been telling us that this was the meta, and we've been making fun of him for a long time.
So I just never even considered it was Max.
And I
sort
think
of
this
on
is
free riders.
this is the only time in my life that I will ever publicly say,
Max Caps was right.
Max Caps, you were right.
It's on record now.
And we all have them now, and they're amazing.
Yeah, I think that's been a real nice development over like the last sort of 12 to 16 months, is seeing like them come from being like actual door hinges wrapped in duct tape to like a final product that now you can buy. Not to say that you must buy one of those, but I think the ones that Scythe are offering, I have one here actually. Here's one I prepared earlier. Here you go. I think these this product that you can buy from Scythe that now have a new version, which are a bit beefier, a bit more durable. They're great. I'm a big fan. They kind of came like necessary after like our very first Turkey experience, I must say.
The Cappadocia one.
The Cappadocia
Yeah.
Turkey, when like the course was just not rideable almost, and you're just bouncing all over the place. That's when I started to see them for the first time. But since then, they've become like a really nice assist and like a sort of like a backup, like a second parachute type of deal. Like I don't use it all the time, but every time I need it, it's like dire consequences, and I'm so happy that I had it. Do you know what I mean?
I think
Absolutely.
I think people think it's sort of kooky off the gate or off the bat.
It looks
because-
kind of dumb. I can't lie.
Yeah, when I think people think that it's sort of cheating because you're always using it, but actually what it is it's, as you said, the second parachute, because most of us don't ride with our foot slammed into it. You ride with your foot where it normally sits, but when you have that bump or that crack that you hit, that we've all hit, where your front foot ends up hanging halfway off the front of the board, and you're just incapable of reacting, instead of ending up there, you catch the stop and it keeps you on the board.
More grip. Hell yeah.
And it's just nice to not have to worry about, stepping off the front of my skateboard.
Especially because like the boards nowadays are so narrow, and my feet are so big that I have to ride a board that's narrower than my foot width, so that it matches with my trucks, which are also incredibly narrow. Like I've got 100mm trucks, 70mm wide wheels. My board has to be 8.8 inches or narrower. My foot is size 12, which is 12 inches, I believe. How that works.
Yeah.
So I'm riding feet forward.
Yeah, your
You know what I
feet
mean?
cannot.
I'm not I don't have much room. If I hit a bump, I already have a third of my foot sticking off the board either end. Like my full foot's gone. So that's been a real big help for me. So now I can actually ride a narrower deck. And that helps with everything that I do.
That's been something I was looking at Soldiers actually when we were there, and I was like, I think I need one of those.
Yeah, dude, it's sick.
Racing.
It's super sick.
Because I did have a situation in the crash corner where my foot, it was just a practice heat, but my foot came off, and I was like, dude, I'm literally like I pendied to a stop.
Yeah,
I
you
was
can't
like,
turn.
I'm out. I
Yeah.
can't turn anymore.
I rode one for the first time at Soldiers last year. Max Caps made me or gave me one that he had made, and I liked it. And then after the fact, I couldn't get it to sort of fit right, and I ended up putting it away. And this year, I went back to Soldiers without one, sort of as a bit of principle, and realized on day one that I really wish I'd brought that toast up with me. And now...
And there you go on.
Actually, I'll be honest too, I tried to rock out this weekend without one too at Roan. And after run number 1 of the weekend,
Yeah.
I went to the top and I took a drill out of Andy Lally's car and I drilled straight through my nose of my board and I slammed another foot stop on there to act as a toe stop. And my life has improved immeasurably in the last week since.
Look, all I'm saying is try it out, dude. Come on.
I need one of those.
I mean, the free ride side of it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what.
On it here is so heavy. It's like, dude, don't even. Are you fucking kidding me? Just because it's like Asheville's like.
Well, this
more or less a free ride.
Asheville is
sure.
the core scene of the world. If it ain't a Byron, you guys hate it.
I know you'll get stoned.
By the time,
You might get.
Yeah, most people getting stoned here, dude. I said
Cheers! I'll drink to that.
90%. But yeah.
By the time you need it, like in racing lines, it's like you should have it.
Right.
Just to shoot that.
And I think, like when I think about it, I don't think about max caps. Sorry, Max. I think of like the Australian free ride revolution. They kind of came out of like the tail end of COVID with the Scoots, the Bensons, the Aidens of the world. That's when I first saw it. And it came like accompanied with the small board, the big diving weight,
The bricks.
and then the footstops, and then the snakes, obviously, or like the super slidey Thany wheels. And I first saw Aiden Essex, who owns East End Surf and Skate, rock one out because he was my local free ride, monstrosity. And I was like, man, look, it looks great. And that's probably how you can like milk those slides so hard, because when the wheels are like coming to a stop, you can just push into it more and go even further. And it made sense and it felt comfy, but I never thought it would be like what I would be riding. And cut to like 3 years later, here we are. I don't know. I think the Turkey kind of really accelerated that. Mm-hmm. I don't think I would like. I can still ride without it, but I would prefer not to.
It's just scary now. It's not because this thing. It's not like we're using them. Like we're not using them every run, but it is a little scary to know that my foot might just slide off the front now.
I mean,
it's
like,
a nice fallback, especially if you're in a race situation.
Yeah, especially from a race situation, it's like, why would I even risk it at this point?
I think it's the bare minimum for like the G-forces.
Right. No, it definitely helps. It definitely helps, and it's like if I can do something to help me, why would I not do it?
Yeah, I'm just putting that on my list of things to do on my 2025.
Let's go.
Put that down.
Yeah.
Another thing that I've thought about before the toe stop that I thought about a couple years ago was like, I was thinking about having that on my back foot.
I've seen it.
Like maybe not as extreme as that, but just like a couple millimeters above the edge, just in case. Is that crazy? Are we?
I've seen it, and look,
is that crazy?
I'm gonna go ahead and
Owen says
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's crazy, and then you can clip this, and in 2 years, when I have it on my board, you can play it back for me. But right now, I'm gonna say nah.
Because for me, front foot, back foot is where things could go. I feel like front foot's pretty planted.
Do you have a torque block?
Yeah, but it's too far back.
Well, there we go.
What size shoe are you?
Because I kind of think the torque block.
Oh, see, that also might be.
Yeah, I think the torque block is kind of playing that role a little bit. Like it's like a.
But what about if I had a little edge on?
It's not a stopper, but it's a reference. Yeah, I don't know. I use spikes as well.
Yeah, we have every tool but a rear foot stop.
Yeah, I got spikes in there as well. And foot brake soles. Come on, like.
I have. I mean,
come on, yeah.
I got foot brake soles. I mean,
dude, I gotta be honest. Dan is quite in the modern era these days.
Yeah,
He's got a good suit.
Yeah, I've seen that. Your suit's good.
I got the Sharif. Thanks.
You're like,
your
thanks,
suit's
bro.
real nice.
You.
You're one of the only ones that are out here with like a real nice suit. Yeah.
Rick's got a pretty
Yeah,
nice
you
suit.
got a
great
great suit as
suit.
well.
That thing was looking
the stretch
fresh.
panel. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You guys
Oh
are
my
actually
gosh.
like the textbook examples of what I've been telling people of like, if you wear a suit 1, 2, 3 times a year, just randomly, get a new one.
It's worth it.
Because
It's
it's
$300 or
If
something.
if you were, I feel like
$300.
you got to be excited. Like your suit fits you nicely, right?
Yeah, it fits great.
You put it on twice a year. You're like, yeah, this is nice. I'm putting my suit on. You don't have to dread putting your leathers on twice a year.
Right.
Get rid of that 10-year-old suit.
Preach.
Get a new one.
Cut your liner out.
Cut your liner out. Enjoy it. It's supposed to be fun. Spend the $300. Don't hate the time in your suit. It's supposed to be good.
They're just pajamas.
Stimulate the industry.
Yeah, Sharif, if you're listening, you can just go ahead and
Send the box.
Yeah,
Send the box.
Send the box. Yeah.
Give us the 35 all grip discount code.
Oh man. All right. I got another Patreon question. I'm just gonna fire them off.
Let's go.
While we're all going in a row here.
going.
So, dude, I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm sorry. Maydu Santos. How do you say that?
No idea.
Give me
Sorry if I messed up. What would a longboard specific road look like if we could make paved roads for longboard use? Would they have berms? What comes to mind? Cheers from Chile.
Yo, shout out Chile. We were actually talking about this in the Ingles parking lot today. Yeah, we're walking through.
Don't you love Ingles?
I'm trying to go to a Buc-ee's though.
Oh, dude, I still never been to Buc-ee's ever.
But they're so big. Like, it's freaky.
I've only heard tales.
I love their merch. Great merch. I don't know who does that.
The Otter?
They got good merch.
The Bucky the Beaver.
Beaver. Sorry.
Right? It's the Beaver. It's the Beaver.
Because it's Beaver. Anyways, getting distracted. What would a downhill skateboard road look like? I mean, it depends.
Specifically paved.
Depends who you're building it for, man.
Yeah.
What would it look like
I
for
guess,
you?
Look, I guess also, just before we get into our specifics, he did say, would there be berms or that sort of thing? So I'm wondering, because I guess if we're talking about the edge of the road, I would just have like
Pasture.
a grassy runoff for a mile on each side.
Berms sound
Berms
dangerous.
sound terrible. Berms sound like what I hit when I was 15 on dice, you know? Like, you don't want any of that. I want smooth, grassy runoff and a sheep to grab onto.
Sure you don't want like maybe like
Isn't-
3 feet of vert just in case?
Yeah, pop me to the moon, baby.
Rainbow Road.
Keep you on the road.
Follow out into galaxies.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I think isn't by berms? Doesn't he mean banking?
I don't know.
He said berms?
I said berms. In my mind, I thought curbs.
No, I'm pretty sure he means like
Like the tuna berms?
like banking.
He means
I think he means banking.
head. Wooden berm.
Homemade
That's a ramp,
wood
Rick.
banks.
That's not a berm. That's a ramp.
Anyway, let's go with what would it look like? Yeah, I think if you pasted old salt mine on top of waterfall into rocky, pretty close.
Okay.
No, like I
I like that, like the
Deep
like
cut
the
right there.
yeah, like the cut and copy and just
yeah,
paste.
like I think you definitely like what would it be like for me? Like you definitely want to go over 100 kilometers an hour, tick. You definitely want to slide both directions, multiple times. You definitely want to have a quick edge change from heel to toe or toe to heel or both, and then a couple hairpins on that.
Then why the fuck is Old Salt Road in there? Just for the
For
chunder
fun. For fun. I don't know. I love that road. It's so good.
I hate that road.
Yeah, mixed with pavement conditions. I don't know, man. Like it's a difficult question because like, what are you doing it for? Is it the road I want to skate for the rest of my life? Is it a road that I want to race a World Cup on?
There's a lot of intricacies going on here. I don't know which one is
But
which.
basically, what I would do, I would definitely make it steeper. I think the vehicle code of conduct, especially in like most of the world, doesn't really suit what we want. We're just kind of like enjoying it. I feel like in places where they never thought about public road use, like this place where we are right now, is much more like catered towards what we like, where you're looking at above 15% grades in most corners, and like banking that will like guide you through corners like Roan did.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. But banking doesn't really exist in a lot of the world. Like coming to the United States for the first time, like not for the first time, but racing out here for the first time since COVID, go to Tepe, and all the corners are banked. I don't know how to skate bank corners. Never seen them before. You know what I mean? So I think that's a cool way. I think by berms, that's what he means. Yeah, definitely. Give me some like Mario Kart type turns that I can tuck into 100 and just turn and tuck lean all the way up the wall.
A few in there would be pretty cool, just sprinkled in.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Like some
100%.
maybe a couple
NASCAR?
like
Yeah,
NASCAR
yeah,
shit style
bro,
turns,
come on.
just like
Well, like Newton's is kind of like that in some places. Like it's just so torqued over the road that you kind of just like flow straight.
I can't stop thinking about waterfall as we're talking about this.
Yeah.
I can't stop thinking about
But
it.
the thing is, like, there's a lot of people who listen to this podcast. Like, if I like as a listener of this podcast, if I say waterfall,
They don't mean anything.
only if you lived here you know about it. But like, it's long, very steep corners that are kind of drawn out in sections and then close together, sort of chicane sections. The pavement's not perfect, but
I mean, the section that I keep thinking of is sort of one of the bottom sectors where it's left, right,
Yeah.
and you're drifting both ways, almost falling through the corners. You know, it's so steep.
Are you referring to the actual waterfall
The
section?
Waterfall section.
Yeah.
And that's just such a treat, you know, where you're just sliding right and sliding left the whole time.
Yeah, we're talking like almost 20% grade. The section's no more than 50 meters, but yet there's 6 corners.
Yeah, it's
inside
incredible.
of it, and you have to you can slide them all. You don't have to,
You gotta slide most of them.
and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely think like a hill that you can drive, that you can't follow run on, is a good hill. Like unless you're
Mic drop.
unless you're like a skilled driver in a hyped up car. Like if you can't follow me down the hill in your car, that's a good hill for me. That's what I'm looking for.
We haven't really touched on Hong Kong really at all yet, and I think a good entry point would be you've done a few vlogs, which I love. By the way,
thank you.
please keep putting them out. But
Yeah, I'll try. I'm gonna do one here. That's what I filmed all those runs for. I'm gonna try. It's not very good, but I'll try.
I enjoy it a lot.
It's good. It's gonna be good.
I think it's pretty rad.
All right, we'll see.
But you had a vlog.
That vlog in particular was I've heard it was quite interesting to watch.
The highway bomb in Hong Kong. Can you
Yeah.
just run us through this road and the whole history behind it?
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and just
100%.
what it is?
So basically, like for those who don't know, I grew up in Hong Kong. I lived there from when I was 5 years old until I was 13. So pretty much my whole like development stages of life. Like I started skating there, you know, drank my first beer there, drank my 1000th beer there. Like no, like I did everything there. Like if you ask me like where's home for me, like that's where it is. Like that's home for me. So I lived in like a pretty like outside of the city. When you think of Hong Kong, not it, right? Like I live far out of the city as you can, and every day going to school, which was in the city, you got to drive out of the main roads. And this one main road is called Hiram's Highway, and it's 2 lanes either side, one way downhill, one way uphill, and it's probably like the biggest road, or like the biggest like infrastructure wise, like the biggest feat of engineering road wise in my town. There's been a lot of accidents on that road, people losing brakes because it just ends in a roundabout. So you just fly down this road, and like I once saw like a coach just fly down this road and just explode into the roundabout at the bottom, just killed everybody on board, and I was like, yo, I'm trying to skate that. You know what I mean? But like I'm not. But I remember seeing that shit as a kid. Seeing that shit.
Wait, you saw that?
No, I saw the bus. I didn't see it like come through and steam and crash.
Oh my
but I saw the
God.
bus and I was like, bro, like this hill's serious business.
This hill must.
And I wasn't skating. Obviously, at the time, I was like 9 years old, so I wasn't skating. But I remember like since a very young boy, I remember this hill being significant, and it has a speed camera on it. And it's like a big thing in our town. Like everyone knows Hiram's Highway, and it always eluded me for some reason, just because it was just maybe irresponsible, too gnarly, too busy. Like I never had a car, so I could never get out there by myself. So, and obviously no one wanted to skate it with me because you know they're just sensible people. So when I came back to Hong Kong for the first time in a long time last year, I was like, man, this is it. Like I don't know. I'm gonna be moving to Spain now. I'm not sure when I'm gonna get a chance to do this ever again. So I made it a mission to like get a lap. I was like, wow, this is like a pretty huge moment for me. I'm gonna try and film it. So the thing with Hiram's Highway is that it's a very old road, and the pavement is terrible. And we had this thing in Hong Kong called death tar. And if you watch the video, like, I'll explain what death tar is, and you get to see it up close. But basically, what it is our roads are so steep, and it rains so much in Hong Kong that they sprinkle glass through the pavement to give the car tires grip.
It's crazy.
Because we have torrential rain, we're pretty tropical, so torrential rain. So I guess they just thought like, yeah, this will help. Maybe it helps the road last longer as well. Anyway,
It's just chip seal on crack.
no, there's no chip. It's it's tarmac. It's perfect blacktop with glass in it.
But it's the same principle though. Like as
Yeah.
a chip seal is like they pave
For
it smooth
texture.
and then they add the rock for texture. And this is just glass.
Yeah, and it like sparkles in the night. It's beautiful. Anyways, like if you go watch the video, you see me like I do like a track walk from the top all the way down, and I film all the features of the road from where like I'm gonna set up and puke to where I'm gonna try and like, you know, celebrate my victory. And the whole road is suspended. It's a suspended highway, so there's like bridge connectors connecting like bits of pavement together. Like it's all like hang on, let me do a feet to meters conversion for you. It's like 90 feet in the air in some sections. Like
Suspended.
yeah, from the ground. Like it goes all the way up. Like yeah, if you fell off the highway, you'd be in trouble.
So
So
it is boggling my mind. Is it wrapping around the side of a mountain?
No. It's going down from the ground level, I guess, up over villages to meet the mountain.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So the mountain comes from the top and the bottom, and they just basically built a road that sweeps all the way down to meet the ground level. This is an old road, which is nowhere near as exciting. But this road's like probably like 40 years old by now. But yeah, it's like the road in my town. So I was like, man, I gotta skate it. So I pretty much set it up so that I get a crew to come help me do it. So I have like a follow car, a couple filmers, and we basically run traffic situation. We run the traffic up and down. But the big thing is that it's been raining all day, and it's my last day in Hong Kong for like unknown amount of time. Like I have no plans to go back even now, and so like I have to do it today, else I'm not doing it. And I kind of felt a little bit of pressure to do it because like I don't know when else. Then it kind of dried up, and it kind of wasn't as late as I hoped we would be there for. We were kind of on time constraints for the guy's car who we had.
Mm-hmm.
He had to get back to his wife and kids. He's like, yeah, I can't be out here till like 3 a.m. And I was like, oh shit. Like, so we're going to drop at 11? He's like, 10:30? 10:30 on a Friday night. There were still cars around. So I ended up dropping in, just doing it. Put my suit on, thank God. Put my roller game suit on.
Good call.
And
Good call.
I dropped the first section. Unbelievable. Slide on like the last bit of patch that isn't. There's like a big like left hairpin on it. I slide as a precaution before the death tar starts, and I was like, "Yep, good." And then we drop into the main section, and the main section merges with a tunnel. So people come out of a tunnel and merge onto this highway as I come around the left, and we all merge into the same road. And I come around the left, and there's cars everywhere, and the speed limit's 35 miles, 60 k's. I think that's right. So it's 60 k's an hour. If I tucked this road, it would be like 100 kilometers an hour, which would be 60 miles an hour. So there's a big delta in between me and the cars there. So I'm passing vans, I'm passing cars, and I'm coming up on the speed camera, which is where everyone puts their brakes on right before it. And my only line through the next section is on the left lane, and there's a car in the left lane. And I'm thinking, fuck. I can't slide because it's glass. And I have the follow car behind me. I'm not sure if it's dry. and this is my last day. So I send it in the right lane and just smash into a bridge connector where the difference between the male and female piece of the bridge connector is like this much.
A tiny curb, if you will.
So basically I smash a curb at like 45 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, and just explode, crash into the other lane where the car has to put on the brakes. And luckily there's like a bus pull in over there. I just grab my board, sliding all on my levers, and just like pull into the bus lane. The follow car comes down and like picks me up, and I'm just like shook. And they drive me down to like the end of the road, pull into like a village, and I just start vomiting, bro.
There is vomit vids. I'll be sure to include this in.
But I got to get it back, man. No one skated it since. I'm the only one.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah, but I think it's still there, bro.
I think you got it.
I think I got it too, but I just got to tee up another adventure.
So are you just saying that we need the 3 a.m. drop in?
We need the 3 a.m. drop in, and we need it not to be wet.
I really enjoyed how at the top of I think it's at the top of the run, there's like that little kind of hangout spot. It almost looked like you play like chess or something right there.
Yeah, it's like a chessboard.
Yeah, it's just on the highway.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You don't see that kind of stuff
because like
here.
off to the side there is like a village. Like it's a really old part of town that they just like built a highway through. So they just they're not going to change their ways. There's like a chessboard there. They built a roof over it. Like it's a big social thing. Like you come out, meet the boys, sing a couple tins, play mahjong, play chess.
Play chess on the highway.
Yeah, the highway just happens to be there. Like the chessboard was there first. Like let me assure you. You know what I mean? I don't know. Hong Kong's just kind of like that, man. Like I don't know. They have their ways. Things are because they are. There's no why. Like if you start questioning why things are the way they are, you're gonna go insane. You know what I mean? Like it's what we say with the boys. Like there's no why. It just is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I like that highway has like walkability on the sides. Like you ate shit in front of a car.
Yeah.
And you
just got off.
Got off and you're like on a pedestrian. Like,
well, the whole first 10 minutes of the video is me walking along the highway. The American mind simply cannot comprehend.
I can't comprehend that.
No. Like you can walk the entire road, and I've walked that entire road in anticipation of doing this many times. Like I walked it in 2019 when I was there. I walked it in 21, I think, when I was there, and then I finally did it in 23. Like and when I was living there, I walked it a bunch as well. But like I was nowhere near as good enough to actually attempt doing that. And apparently, I'm still not good enough.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
it's crazy.
Looking forward to.
I'll get it, man. I promise.
Yeah, I mean, looking or maybe not looking forward to seeing the next attempt. It looked gnarly.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the craziest things I've ever done.
Was this the same trip you did, like the night run on Madrid, the Ghosts video?
No, so that was earlier.
Okay, it's not the same.
No, that's the thing. I wanted to do that in the Ghost video, but I actually completely destroyed my ankle on the very first run of that shoot. We were filming. It's like the intro of the Ghost video where it's kind of like you see the moon over the water. We went to shoot, and it's a clip in there. It's like I'm all white, bombing down into like oblivion. It's like a static shot. You see me disappear out of frame. There's a huge right hairpin at the end of that. It's like 55 miles an hour hike spot at a water treatment plant. That's just like at the end of a national park on there, really close to where I live. And I hit a curb in the slide there and just blew my ankle up, all purple and red, disgusting style, on the very first run of that shoot. It's supposed to be a 3-day shoot where we're supposed to include Hiram's Highway and a bunch of other runs, but I could only film 2 days. So all the footage on that, I'm like in the most agonizing pain. Like I can't feel my right foot at all. I can barely push. Like you see me on the very last raw run of that video is where I'm pushing, and that's where I'm starting to get a little bit of feeling back. But like I'm on like 2 grams of like Tylenol, I think you'd call it here, like anti-inflammatories. Just like it was awful. But that was in March, and then I came back to do the vlog video in December.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, move this mic this way a little bit,
This way?
just so it's pointed. Yeah.
That way.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, look at now we're cooking. Now
Yeah.
we're cooking. Well, that video is sick as fuck too.
Yeah, that was a long time coming. Like that was a project that I was like super set on doing for that particular drop, and it's just a shame that we never got to do it the way we wanted to do it. Like we hit 3 out of 7 spots that we were trying to film. It was supposed to be like a 4-day shoot, and like I said, like we only got it to 2 days. So it should have been a lot more. It could have been a lot more, but maybe for another time.
Yeah, it's still really cool.
Yeah, I think we still kind of captured the vibe that we were looking for, but the skating didn't really live up to what I had envisioned. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, how many night edits are out there? I liked when you're sitting in and there's like traffic going by, you're just standing there with
the
like
middle of
the
the
arrow
road.
lit on and like cars are going by. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, that's hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the all white fit was
The all white fit
was
crazy,
fantastic.
bro. I'm still rocking those pants to this day.
Yeah, no,
boy.
they're
Yeah.
not white anymore.
No, they are not.
Yeah, you guys like squeezing in any time for like for parts this upcoming year? Or
Oh, like,
Yeah.
are we gonna be filming anything?
Hey, you got any vid
no
parts?
business, you guys decide after the race suit and ties on.
I can't comment.
Oh, is this some undercover shit? Do we know? Can't disclose. All right.
Stay tuned.
Okay, we'll leave it at
Stay
that.
tuned. We cooking. I got something cooking, but I can't say much about it.
He'll leave it at that.
Just
cooking.
just in case it doesn't happen. You know how video parts go. Like, you start projects and sometimes you talk big game, and like that's the satisfaction you get out of it, of telling people that it's gonna happen, and then it doesn't happen.
The best parts tend to come when you don't tell anyone about them.
So yeah.
That, like, seriously is the bit.
So hopefully,
But
but for now nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
Cryptic as you like, but I don't know. That's just how it's gonna be for now.
Beautiful. Well, yeah, that's. I mean, I think that's really rad that you're a pretty world traveled dude, and I mean,
Yeah.
your upbringing in Hong Kong from Australia,
Yeah.
and then you move back.
Moved back to Australia
Okay,
in 2018. Very weird.
I mean, it's pretty rad. Never been to either of those places
Honestly, man,
before.
Hong Kong is probably one of the most underrated places to downhill skateboard in the world.
No kidding.
And like, is it worth it to have an entire trip to go to Hong Kong? Probably not, because it's so small. But my best advice to you guys and anybody that's watching is that Hong Kong is a big center of like aviation in the area. So you can either fly through mainland China's typically cheaper, like Shanghai, Shenzhen, Beijing. But if you can get flights to Hong Kong instead of Bangkok or any of those 3, book 2 days, or even like 12 hours. You can get like almost every spot in Hong Kong with an efficient crew in 12 hours. It's insane, bro. And you skate like batshit runs.
If I'm ever out there, I'll be DMing you.
Yeah. If anyone, if anyone,
Hopefully, I'll be with you if I'm out there.
Oh, man,
Preferably.
that'd be my dream. There's only 4 people that have ever from like outside of Hong Kong that have skated Hong Kong. Chase, Andy, Zach Mills Goodwin, and Chris Medusa from Portugal are the only 4 foreigners that have ever come to skate Hong Kong, to my knowledge right now. Right, recently, within the last 6 years.
What are some roads you should hit? Let's blow some spots. What would be a road you should hit?
You need to go to probably the cemetery is the most famous one.
the wall.
Yeah, with the wall left. It's like one of the most iconic left corners ever.
You got an exact road name?
I'm not doing that, man. Come on.
It's okay. No one's
favorite pastime,
no one's
dude.
listening, dude. No one's gonna remember.
Nah, you can go skate the cemetery, but if you want to go skate yourself, go skate Fei No Shan in in the middle of the new territories there. That's the one way down. It's Altoona.
It's one way downhill.
It's one way downhill.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The one that's full of pedestrians.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feinoshan, if you're in Hong Kong, go scare yourself. Yeah.
There's like, am I correct? There's a Rob Burns GoPro video.
Yeah, the Gimbal Boys. It's in Gimbal
It's
Boys.
in Gimbal Boys, yeah.
Yeah, it's in Gimbal Boys.
It's
the Hong Kong
very fried.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of the best runs. Just get that.
Is there? Am I totally off kilter here? Is there a? Did Matt Kay ever come?
Matt Kay went to Japan, which is easily confused with Hong Kong. Most of the
Okay.
time. But Matt Kay never came to Hong Kong because I would know about it. Trust me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty far off there.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure. I'm like, I have a memory.
Yeah.
That
no,
I'm
he definitely came
vaguely
to Japan.
remembering. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, insane. I'm glad you're okay. You sliding in front of that car was a little
So
bit
scary, bro.
A little bit fucked.
So scary. I remember
Well,
looking
fuck
back
that.
up and seeing the headlights, and I was like, "Oh, bro, this is it. This is curtains for me." But yeah, he chucked on the brakes pretty quick. I think if you get passed by a skateboarder on the highway, you tend to brake anyway. So like, yeah,
Oh yeah.
good looking out. By
How
that
many
bloke.
people have that story?
I think more than you'd realize.
Yeah,
Actually, I mean, yeah.
more people than you think. To be honest,
Even here, dude, you guys got a bunch of highways you guys skate. And I know for a fact a bunch of y'all have been passing cars on them.
Yeah, people hate us. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. We haven't really talked about like get that skate and like
Yeah.
the Australian kind of squad. What's the
yeah, the boys.
what's the vibes when you're Australia? What are y'all doing over there?
What is Get That Skate? Oh man, I mean, Get That Skate.
Oh,
is-
let me ask you this too. What does it mean to be GTS for life?
GTS for life. I think you need to be tatted up to be GTS for life.
Yeah.
That's the current going. I mean, like,
Are you?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm
Okay.
I'm tatted. I got it right here on my leg. No, GTS. I mean, like, look, you can be GTS for life without the tattoo, but like, if you want to be GTS for life without questions, then you got to get tatted up for it. That being said, it's not a gang. You know, it's very welcoming.
Allegedly.
But look, Jack doesn't even have a tattoo.
Whoa, because he's the gang leader.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Jack doesn't even have a tattoo, so like, come on now.
He's the Holy Father.
He is the Holy Father of Get That Skate. Yeah, no, like, Get That Skate for life. I don't know. It's not necessarily like being about the brand forever, because it is, but it's more about like the sentiment of it. Like, you know, go out there, capture it with your friends, spread the stoke. You know, they're real big on that, and you know, Jack's a big community leader, especially from where I was living recently in Australia. Like, he's running the races, he's doing the podcast. Like, I'm sure if you're watching 35 or Grip, you've at least heard of the Get That Skate podcast. He's running that all the time. He's doing his new series for educational purposes only, which I love, where he goes back and like teaches history through like old magazines and stuff, and you know, I think that's really important. But yeah, no, I miss those boys a lot. Real talk, I really miss them. Like, I would go up and see them like Friday night. I'd drive up, kind of stay up there for the weekend. He's like an hour from Sydney, from where I was living. He lives on the Central Coast. But yeah, man, Get That Skate for life. Don't know if you get it.
Hell yeah. I love Get That Skate. And you still need to
They love you
meet
too,
Jack.
bro. Yeah, no, they're avid listeners of the podcast as well. Like, when I told him I was coming on, he was stoked.
I feel bad. Like, they came to town a couple years ago and I was like super hardcore into like my road cycling phase. I was like not skating much, and I was like, sorry boys.
They come back, don't worry.
Yeah, they'll come back. I have a guest question from Jack Main, actually.
No way.
I
go.
don't know where this is gonna go.
This is gonna be funny, regardless. All
Um,
right, let me hear this guy's voice.
here goes.
Hey 35 all grip, and hello Haz. It's Mr. Main here, of course, all the way from the land down under in GTS headquarters. Harry, I've got a question. Are there any key moments that have happened off track at Kazakov when you were younger? we know you're a great racer. We've had some good moments there, but just personally, are there any key off-track moments that might have happened when you were younger? Thanks, mate.
Bro.
Love you.
Bro, come on, man.
Would you care to elaborate? I'd love to hear more.
Why do you do me like this? Alright. Like, I actually can't, eh? Like, nah. Jack. Bro, what are you... Come on.
Can you allude to anything? Is there any...
It was an important year for me.
What year? What year is this?
What did he say? Like, I played my Fifth Amendment rights. That's the one.
Oh yeah. See, you're learning a lot. You're
Movies, brother.
Plead the
Movies.
fifth.
That's the one. Plead the fifth.
Okay.
All I can say is that there was an altercation with a person, and I came out of it missing.
Stop talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bro, stitch up, bro. Come on.
How was your on-track experience at Kazakov?
Bad. So bad. Every year, bad. Yeah. I can't believe he said that, bro.
Wow.
Have you podiumed there once?
Yeah, I podiumed in
Harry is absolutely mind-boggled right now. Thanks for the guest question, Jack.
Yeah, no, I podiumed in 22, but like historically in Kazakov, I'd always crash, bro. Just crash out hard. In 14, crash out. 15, all right, no, 15.
You podiumed in 22 or in 19?
Yeah, no, I podiumed in 19.
Yeah,
I didn't
okay.
podium in 22. 22 I crashed out. 19 I podiumed. 18 I crashed out. 16 I crashed out. 15 I crashed in every single Kazakov except for 2019. Yeah.
Where does Kazakov rank as far as like your tracks that you like? Do you like Kazakov? Not a fan?
Yeah, I like Kazakov. Kazakov's fun, man. I really like Kazakov, but like, I definitely talk a lot of shit on Kazakov for like, especially the last couple of years when like they refused to change the track length because of like the strategy that is involved in like doing well there, and yeah, I've done well there in the past, and I'd like to see it come back now. And like after all this shit that I talked, now that we don't have it, I miss it.
It's a great racetrack. It really is.
It's
a
really fun, and they do a great event, and they've always done a great event, and we took it for granted, and now it's not here, and we're like, damn.
And no one got to beat the track record.
And no one got to beat the track record, and that's the big one that I like. I really want to take the track record for like my generation. I feel like every generation of racer should be faster than the last, and the Kazakov track record is the only one that the previous generation owns.
Okay.
So I want it. Give it to me.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah, like we missed it. We didn't have a timing system in 2019, so there was no track record or no times at all set in 2019.
No timing system.
Yeah, look, it was a bit of a trend back then. So yeah, no timing system in 2019, too much wind in 2022, and no event in 2023. So 2024, again, no event. So yeah, 2020. Hopefully, 2025 is the year that we finally get that track record. But it's not up to me. It's up to the Czech guys and to run that event and make it happen.
But we will be there if they run it again.
Yeah, like that's the thing.
I
Like,
definitely won't miss one again.
we should do short track, but if you run long track, we'll still come.
Yeah.
That's the event
You've
that like
broken us.
That's the event I was watching videos of like 12, 13 years ago. Like,
Oh yeah, 100%.
that I was like,
me too.
This looks like I want to go there one day. And
Yeah,
then
this
I
one,
just
yeah,
still
Kazakov and
haven't.
Teutonia were the ones where I was just like, that is non-negotiable. We must go. We must go.
It is crazy. And I mean, I've only been once. I went in 22, which is by all accounts like one of the weakest attended Kazakovs of all time, and it was still so cool as a guy like from over here from North America. Like they throw a music festival at the like.
See, I'm here for that.
Like
Yeah.
at the starting line, if you look to your left, there is a tent, like a huge party tent with a wooden dance floor and a DJ
That used to be
booth
the
and a
standard,
bar.
bro.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, not over here.
No,
That's
of
the
course
thing.
not.
Like maybe globally, but not over here. And so for me as a kid from the U.S. to go over there my first time, even though everyone was like, "Oh, it's so small. There's not that many people here," I was still like, "This is the craziest."
Man, they used to
thing
run
I've
years
ever
where
seen.
like you would on party night, like you wouldn't know anybody because there would be so many other people there. Like they had to set up a riders tent for the riders to like hang out in because there was so many other people there. It was crazy.
do this more.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, like that's it. Like we talked a lot of shit on Kazakov, and then they took it away from us, and now we're like, oh,
Bring it back.
bring it back, please.
So let's go into some. What's your favorite track you've raced, and what's your least favorite track?
Vidikio,
Radicchio.
fuck 'em.
Is that least?
Yeah, least favorite.
Okay.
Only because I sucked at the objective. Like the track was great, and everyone had a great time. I just had a really bad time, and thus it's easy to put it as my least favorite track. Favorite track. I mean, trying to like any track that I wanted.
Roan.
Yeah. No, I think favorite track probably like you got to put Vulcan in there.
Okay.
You got to put Erzincan, Turkey in there, up in the debate. What else can you put in there? Bathurst. I think Bathurst is like Newton's Nation. It's hard to argue. It's a racetrack. You know what I mean?
It's literally a car race track.
Yeah. So I think those would be the top three. Don't make me pick between the three of them, but yeah, they're all up there for sure.
What about you, Owen? What are you hitting top and bottom?
Top, I mean, yeah, Erzincan, great. Also, just like pinnacle of racing tracks. Honestly, I really liked Rhone this past weekend.
Yeah, it was good.
I found it very, very exciting, and also it lended itself quite nicely to my skill set.
No drift, but
No drift, but I do love some very high speed tuck leans, and that was nice. I don't know. That's tough. There's a lot of good ones. I'd say those are two really good ones. And as far as worst track, I never had the displeasure of racing in Italy that much.
like it wasn't bad. Like it's a great racetrack. A lot of people say that's their favorite racetrack of all time.
Tiolo tends to be the one people hate.
Okay, I'm changing my answer.
Tiolo?
Tiolo, yeah.
Was another Italian track. I never had the
Tiolo
displeasure
was bad.
either, but I've heard nothing but terrible things. But I'd say for me, honestly, the first Cappadocia track, the first Turkey track, was pretty
Come
unpleasant.
on.
It was fine.
It was good. I liked it.
I really disliked Wales this year. Wales.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Wales. Let's get into Wales.
That was tough.
Wales was probably the track in my career that has favored me the least.
I don't think there's ever been a track that's favored me more.
I showed up to that track.
It's so funny, dude.
I showed up to that track, and like there's photos of me doing the track walk, and I'm just sitting
Oh, I have these
with
photos.
my
They're
head
so
hung
funny.
in the middle of the road, about
It's
halfway
so
up,
funny.
where I realized that I'm fucked. Like I'm
Yeah.
so fucked because I've never seen a road that I am less like there was nothing about that road that favored me, and that was very defeating.
Wales was just like every Australian road ever. That wasn't like a residential road. It was just like farm track. Chip seal, terrible grade, terrible pave, corners that don't make sense.
6 feet wide.
6 feet wide. Beautiful.
Rusty guardrail.
What was the quote you said? Everyone's got a plan
To get pennied in the face, brother. No, it just worked out like being perfect strategy. Like it was like the pavement was so bad that to like balance toe side didn't really work, especially on a corner where you needed so much exit speed. So the less slide just became the obvious option.
There was no regular rider at that race that was sliding toe side through that first right.
Yeah, I think
every single regular rider was pendying left.
So fun.
And that was because no one could do it toe side. I like very seriously hurt my foot on practice day trying to toe side that corner. It was a disaster.
Hell of a production though on the
bro.
coverage
Yeah.
side.
So
though.
good.
Holy
Yeah.
So
shit.
good. Well, that's what they can do when they have a full team. That's like 17 guys.
Yeah.
That's a full squad.
Yeah.
It was really well done.
They did. And to be fair too, that track was nice for them because it was like the Turkey track, they bring a full team, but that track is enormous. Like it's so big, there's so much distance to cover. But the Wales track
Tiny.
is a little bit more condensed. And
Kind of like doubles back on itself, while the Turkey track kind of like disappears.
yeah, and so to be able to like do full coverage of the Wales track is a little more, a little easier, and they really got to cook with that. So I was really bummed about that for my own performance, but the coverage of that event was super sick.
Yeah,
and
and
that
it-
got me really excited.
And it's like some real cool stuff that we can't talk about on air, that we'll talk about after the show.
We got a few.
That you're gonna love.
We got a few things we're gonna be taking off air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be going to the bar after this. So. This is these two dudes' last night.
It's our last night in the United States, so
Nashville,
we're gonna
so-
celebrate.
okay.
Well,
Your last night in the United States.
Yeah, you're flying back to California tomorrow.
It's the same country.
who is your favorite racer?
Oscar Rodriguez.
Oscar
No, that's Gutierrez.
Oscar Rodriguez.
A name for Instagram would be his Instagram.
Oh yeah.
the gold
Sorry,
TSG.
sorry, I've been drinking bushes.
Yeah, no, he's my favorite.
Yeah.
for sure. Either him or Zach Mills. Or Rydell.
Oh, Rydell was fucking killing it at skate games.
I love
Holy
Rydell,
shit.
dude. I'm her biggest fan.
She's got a bright future. She needs to just keep skating, dude.
That's what I'm
She
saying,
needs to keep
dude.
racing.
Time will come. You know, the challenges get set out on the road for a reason. You know what I mean? So her time will come, and I'm 100% certain about that. And she's my favorite skater, I think. Like, I love Oscar. I live in the same city as Oscar, so I'm blessed to see him skate all the time. I love Zach since forever. One of my earliest friends in downhill skateboarding. I don't know, but Rydell, like every time I see Rydell skate, I'm just like, shocked. It's so cool. So she's definitely my favorite skater and probably like one of my favorite racers as well, for sure.
She was I feel like she had the World Skate Games track the most dialed. Like she looked good. I think she had an unfortunate finals heat.
Yeah, and the thing is just like it always is in racing. Like it kind of comes down to like how much you weigh a lot of these tracks as well.
Yeah.
Like Rydell is, maybe 45 kilos. So like 125 pounds, something like that. Less?
Way less.
115 pounds?
150 pounds, yeah.
She's like 115 pounds. And like she's going up against girls that are like, 145, 155, 165 on a track that ends in a massive straight.
Mm-hmm.
Like she'll kill them in the corners. But once the straight comes around, like, no, that's just science, you know what I mean? So it was unlucky, but she just needs experience, man. Like I truly believe in her, and with the right guidance and the right like exposure to racing, like sky's the limit for that girl. So I'm on for the journey. I was actually fortunate enough to coach her through her first ever race, which happened to be the Southeast Asian Games.
Jesus.
Like she's raced only a couple races in her career. Southeast Asian Games, World Roller Games 2022, Argentina, Philippines World Championships, and World Roller Games, Italia.
Jeez.
She's done like 4 big races, and they're the 4 biggest races that have ever happened in our sport. So like she's on the right path. She's getting the experience she needs. It's just a time thing for now. But I believe in her.
Absolutely. Huge fan myself. I wanted to also kind of touch on, you are, if I'm not mistaken, the team manager for Madrid
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
What's going on with that? Is there like a new Madrid downhill?
Yeah.
What's going on? Let's talk about that.
You might have seen that. Like at the moment, it's just like a new Instagram page for us to kind of like, advertise more of what the team's doing, kind of separate from the main page, because like Madrid does almost all facets of skateboarding, from retro pool to street to cruiser to downhill. We kind of do it all, and downhill is one of the bigger like standalone sections of that, and because we have such a big history in downhill, from like the Roger Hickey days to the Zach Madem days to now to myself and Frenchie days.
Now the Harry Clarke Frenchie days.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of history in downhill. So we thought it would be a really nice idea to like kind of give ourselves our own like breathing space with that, and a brand new space to advertise, our new boards that will be coming next year. Yeah.
Any anything you can divulge? Anything coming down the pipeline?
We definitely got a couple new boards coming down the pipeline. I think you would have seen by now that there's a couple team riders that are riding their own signature shape. So look out for those coming next year. Mid to late springtime, from a couple of the guys out there. It's a really cool project that we got going on, and everyone there at the factory is real stoked. All the team's stoked, and we just can't wait to bring these out to the public, because they've been a long time coming, man. A really long time coming, and we're really proud of what we're doing over there. And we just hope everyone likes it.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. You certainly got, awesome fucking team, and especially like the pedigree and like the lineage of that brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Goes back for
a while. I think that's like really what we really pride ourselves on, is like Madrid is our history, where we come from and where we're going. Like I think for like deck brands, deck manufacturers, like there's no one on the market that has a better team than we do right now. You got Rydell, you got Zach, you got Ethan on the free ride game, Frenchie, what a year Frenchie had. You got history, Cam Brick, Zach Madem, Justin Rolo. Like, you can't mess with these guys, man. Like, it's an unbelievable team right now. So we just hope we put out boards that represent that as well.
Love it. I'm looking forward to it. What are you riding right now? Are you riding a production board? What do you got?
Yeah, so
what do you got?
I'm basically riding a production board with just like a little bit of Max Caps prototype racing carbon fiber on top of it.
Okay.
So the main goal with that was to try and see what the carbon fiber would change in our boards, because I've always ridden just wood boards. I'd never ridden carbon fiber before in my entire life. This is the first carbon fiber board I ever had.
Let's pop that thing up here real quick. Let's put it. Let's just layer down for the camera. See if they can check it out. So yeah. Wow, look at that! Look at that steed right now.
Yeah. So like I said, I've always in my life just ridden like Formica maple boards, which is what Madrid is pretty famous for. But Max actually did me the solid favor of letting me test what a carbon fiber board would feel like, and that is really like the motivation for me to kind of like level up our product to make something that's as stiff as a carbon fiber board without necessarily using carbon fiber as our like primary material. But yeah, this is what I've been riding this year. It feels great. It's not like a full carbon fiber foam core board. Like, it's just a regular production board with a carbon fiber wrap on it. And Max, living in Southern California, is like the obvious choice to make that happen for us. So he's done that for a couple of our team guys, and they feel good. But I think our main goal is to see if we can try and produce boards to this quality in our own factory and then sell them for the public.
I mean, I think the wood. I haven't ridden a ton of stuff. I've ridden full carbon boards, then I've ridden wood boards, and I've come back to the wood boards. And I think the wood with carbon,
it's nice.
But
it's definitely like I really noticed like chunky pavement a lot more on this board than any other board I've ever ridden before, and that took a lot of getting used to. Like initially, I really didn't like how the carbon felt, and I think that's a pretty like common trend in a lot of the carbon products that people like, especially like if you look at like something like a mids board, like this fully foam core carbon fiber, it really doesn't take well to like any sort of pavement imperfection.
You feel vibrations a lot.
A lot, man.
A lot.
And I've really noticed that, and I really don't like that. And I really prefer like a traditional, like more wood fiberglass setup towards that. But on a smooth, perfect road, yeah, it feels great. But as soon as you start going over chunky stuff, it's like, yeah, I don't know, yeah.
I think there's a sort of middle ground to be perhaps found.
I think for like overall riding and racing, I think the wood and fiberglass definitely is probably more towards what I'm looking for in a board. But yeah.
What's your let's nerd out for a second on this. What's your angles, bro?
Sure.
Let's talk about your angles.
Don't look at me right now.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
These are my angles.
So I got
I think they are.
I got 55 degrees in the front, so I'm just riding stock ZM1s.
Okay.
So I got 55 in the front with a blue barrel and a blue cone. And then in the back, I have it wedged to 25 degrees with a white barrel and a green cone. Sphericals all around. 100 millimeters in the front.
That's a white barrel and a green barrel.
No, it's not.
You have a green cone?
Green barrel, sorry.
There we go.
Green barrel, pink barrel.
Pink barrel, green barrel. Both barrels in the back.
Yeah, pink and green.
Okay.
Yeah, no cones in the back.
No cones in the back.
Sorry.
Did I
say it? Did I say cones in the back?
You did say cone in the back.
Whoops. That's the one
No cones.
No, I've got green and pink barrels in the back. Wedged to 25 degrees and sphericals all around. I've got 100 millimeters in the front and then a little bit wider, 110 in the back.
Okay. You got a Velcro? You rocking Velcro on
I'm
there?
just rocking like the Velcro torque block.
Okay.
Excuse
That's
my
something that I
trophies.
need to maybe look into.
Yeah, like you can see, I have just like a little bit of I've Velcroed my torque block down. I always like say that once I find it in the perfect position, then I'll just run the grip tape over so it's a bit more safe. I just never do it.
Gotcha.
Because I'm always moving with torque block.
See, that's something I just glued mine on, and I'm like,
yeah, is it in the right place? No.
No, it's not.
Doing it first tee never works, bro. Never works.
Okay.
So I found the Velcro to find like your setting where you like it the most, the best way to do it. And then once you're dialed on where it is, then when you apply grip tape for the next time, you can keep the Velcro on just to take it off for when you want to change your trucks out, or like move the wheelbase holes or whatever. But then you can just chuck that first top over, and that kind of keeps that torque block on. But I actually haven't had any problems so far. But there's a lot of Velcro under there, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you keep your Velcro relatively fresh too, it's not an issue.
Pretty strong, man.
The Velcro, I actually, for the first time in my entire career, had Velcro fail on me this week when we were on Harry's birthday session. And that Velcro had been on that board or that torque block for almost 2 years now. And I just, I dabbed a bit of super glue on, kept the torque block in place. But
kept it going.
People
Okay.
trip about the Velcro pretty heavy. But I guarantee if you apply properly and you get the good Velcro, you'll be fine. You have to hammer that Velcro for. Like I skate that board, my board personally, like 5 days a week for 2 years now, and it only now has the Velcro started to fail a little bit.
Yeah,
so
if you do it right, it's fine.
You'll be fine.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes.
And it's nice. You can access your trucks. You can move your base, but you can do everything.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tighten up my hardware.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, you get the shaky hardware, then you gotta take your whole setup apart. It's not that good.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
I'll
Well,
take this off the table now.
yeah. Looking forward to the new lineup and seeing what's coming down the pipeline. Anything wheels wise?
Gallo 24 Magnums.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just running the new Gaios.
Oh yeah,
Well, I
they're
guess-
great. They're great.
Yeah, they're real good. I'm not riding them right now. I've got hard to paint Magnums on right now because I like to have fun.
Oh yeah.
I'm on holiday. Let me enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, normally I'm just riding those new Magnums from Venom, and they are considerably better than the old ones, which is insane to say because the old ones were so dominant. But yeah, the new ones are great. If you haven't tried them, what can I say? Go get them.
They're fucking great. Shout out Venom. Shout out Madrid. Certainly doing you well. And Rogue Trucks too. How are you?
Yeah, how good.
How are you? How are you?
We're very good. We're very good.
Very good. What do you got planned for the new year? You got any goals or big plans you have coming in for 2025?
We wait to see how the season pans out. Normally we get like a calendar for the year around January, February. And I'll make my assessment there, but like that's a safe bet. I'd say I'd probably be going to all the races, trying to win more championships.
You're locked in for 2025.
Try to be.
I mean, you gotta be, dude.
Yeah,
Reigning
exactly.
champ.
Yeah, I mean,
let's
like,
go.
Not defending your title is kind of weak sauce. So like, gonna be out there doing my best to back it up. You know
Hell
what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, 100%. But yeah, hopefully we get to go to some new locations next year. There's big talk about races for the coming year, but there always is.
There always
at the
is.
end of one season, it's always like, oh yeah, next year is going to be the biggest year, and you never know until next year comes around. So we'll see what happens, and I'll keep my ear to the ground, and I'll let you know when I know.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing both of you in 2025. I mean,
Yes, sir.
it's just been a fucking honor so far. I think we're kind of getting close to the end here. I mean, shit. We've been talking for so long. This is so fucking awesome. This is so fucking awesome. Yeah, kind of getting there. Where do we go next? Owen, you got any?
I don't know, honestly. You've been directing the ship great.
Don't look at me like that, dude.
Don't look at me like that.
Come on now.
You know what I think we need to see? I want to see Harry chug a beer out of his WDSC.
Bro, it has Rick's ash.
Rick,
Just blow it out of there.
Rick, go rinse that out.
Go rinse that. I'll drink a beer out of that, but
Just
you gotta
wipe
rinse
it out with a napkin. You don't want to wash
That's
with the
gnarly,
asheville water right
Put
now.
some dish soap or something.
Rude. Yeah, don't put the asheville water in that.
Yeah, don't put the asheville. Just wipe it out with some paper.
Just use a bottle.
Yeah.
That's also an insane call right now.
Oh, I guess I got a good one though. Considering we got one thing left this year, like our season's pretty much done, but we got one thing left this year. You and I are going to Thailand in a couple weeks, which I am very excited about. I've never been. You were there last year. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what the race is going to be like, what the Thai scene is going to be like? Because from my understanding, Frenchie was there last year. He's told me a lot. He said he loves it. He said it's an amazing place. So give us a little bit of an inkling. And then after you do that, you're going to drink a beer out of this cup.
I mean, I can drink a beer out of this cup right now and just like...
Oh, I got a full beer over here for you.
Yeah, send me that.
Yeah?
Whatever.
Hey, not you. Come on now.
Yeah, so... Yeah. Run us down Thailand real quick and then put that puppy back.
Yeah, so like Thailand's cool, man. Like it's kind of a new scene in terms of like the global racing circuit, and it's not that it's a part of a circuit, but I think that's definitely a goal for them to be part of a circuit one day. But they do have look how pretty it is.
Wow, dude. Yeah.
But the cool thing with
Look
Thailand
at that head.
Look, the cool thing with Thailand is that it has a. What are you looking at?
I'm just admiring.
This is beautiful.
I know how to pull my beers, boys. Don't worry. Thailand are really going like all out on their racing the last couple of years. They have like real nice support from the government and the Thailand Extreme Sports Association that's helping them organize these events with like funding and organizational help and timing system and all that sort of thing. So they're running this second event or second big event, really, international event at the Thailand Tropical Downhill Race in December. Owen and I are both guests of the organization going down there to race, which is very, very nice to be invited down there. I was there last year, and they put on a great show. It's a different track this year, and it's a track that we went up to suss out after the race last year as like kind of like a skate and explore free ride type of deal. And when we were up there, he's like, yeah, I want to do this as the racetrack next year. And me and Frenchie were just like, no way, bro. Like, this is crazy.
Is this on video?
Yes.
Do you have a video of this on YouTube?
Yeah, so I actually have a YouTube video of the lower section of this track, which is the kind of like the sessions.
That's just a section of it.
Yeah, no, the whole road's very long. And they're racing like the bottom third, and I have a video of the bottom fourth of the track.
Okay.
So there's a little bit more to it. Frenchie has a row on Madrid of a little bit more of the track, but it's still missing like the first couple of hairpins. But the track's awesome, man.
It's gonna be hooking.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fast. It's gonna be super technical, and it's gonna be like more similar towards like the type of hills that you guys skate out here in NC.
Road looks fucking sick, bud.
But I don't know. The corner shapes are just a bit more irregular than what you have around here. Here it's like steep, but the corner shapes kind of make sense. But Thailand is just like the camber is just going the wrong way, so it's going to be really, really challenging on a racetrack. I'm very excited to skate it in leathers and freshies because last time I skated it on, scrubs and shorts. So it's going to be really different this year, and I'm really excited to go out there and rage laps with my buddy Owen.
Hell yeah.
Well, we're gonna have a great time.
Bottoms up, bud. How are you? If you're listening, Haz is just he's chugging a beer out of
demolishing a beer out of the cup.
Yeah,
There we
demolishing
go.
is a better word. Wow, good job.
Excuse me.
Yeah, do you have any thank yous or any shout outs you want to do before we kind of put a bow on this thing? Now that you just faced a beer,
A couple.
probably
beers.
brain is just like
Smooth.
extremely smooth.
I don't know. I'm just having a great time right now. I'm very happy with the season that I've had. Definitely unexpected to have the season I've had after the beginning of the year that I had. But I've said that a bunch already. So yeah, just thanks to everybody who supported me, all the sponsors, all the homies, all the doctors, all the physios. My girlfriend Sol for putting up for me when I went 5 months without skating, like walking paces around the house like a madman. Yeah, and you guys for having me. So it's been a pleasure to come out here to North Carolina. Came here specifically to win this race and do this podcast. Everything else was kind of just a bonus. So yeah, mission complete. Very, very happy, and hope to be back soon.
Mission complete, indeed. Well, Harry, dude, it's been a fucking honor to have you on. This has been such a sick conversation. And I'm sure I'll be having you on in the future again when the time comes. This has been so sick. Owen, dude.
Thank you for having me. I honestly think I did a terrible job of co-hosting. I mostly was just here to listen and chirp. But
no, you fucking nailed it,
But
dude.
thank you. No, this was a blast, and yeah, so sick. Honestly, so sick to both be on the cast and to just hear Harry. I've heard a lot of these stories from Haz over the years,
And there's a whole lot more.
but it's nice to hear
That
them,
we're gonna talk about off there.
when he polishes them up real nice. I
Thank you,
love to hear my boy on the pro stage.
Beautiful. Well, appreciate both of y'all taking time out of your nights, and those listening, thank you so much
If you're still listening, yeah.
for tuning in. If you're still listening, yeah. But
Okay, we've been yapping, dude. God
I'm
damn.
actually really curious to know how much audio we've recorded.
Your night-
today.
our night
I feel
is
like it's like 4
just about to
hours.
begin. So, over and out, 35 all grip. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Ciao.
Peace.